Chapter 382. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for activating the refining mode. The reward for the first activation is the worldly Huayu Cauldron, a gradeless refining giant cauldron. It can increase the success rate of the celestial device by 10% according to the celestial device that the host refines. The restriction is that the host can only refine 10 celestial devices a day. If there are 10 celestial devices, there will be no additional success rate. Damn, this is good stuff. As soon as the system finished announcing the reward, Lin Rei was so excited that he almost jumped up. At the thought of the worldly Huayu Cauldron, Lin Rei couldn't help but want to take it out to admire the gradeless item. Of course, although he had a few gradeless items, they couldn't be compared with the giant cauldron. Task: the host must become a heaven-level equipment refiner within 5 months. If not, the system will directly erase the host. If completed, the Martial Emperor Godly Spear will be upgraded by 1 level. What? Damn, I'm playing. Lin Rei was very happy at first, but after hearing the task issued by the system, he was dumbfounded. What did it mean to become a heaven-level equipment refiner within 5 months? Was this a joke? Oh, your heaven-level equipment refiner is like a cabbage on the street. You can find one whenever you want. Lin Rei had already labeled the task issued by the system as an impossible task. From the beginning to the end, whether it was alchemy or formations, he had never reached the heaven level in such a short time. It had to be accumulated bit by bit. Okay, you have time to talk. You'd better hurry up and refine your equipment. Remember, 5 months. You have to know that you are now in the Cosmos Bell. There is a time difference, so there is a time difference. I don't want to sleep again after following you for more than 100 years. At this time, when Lin Rei was complaining, the little dragon's words came. Suddenly, Lin Rei remembered that he was in the Cosmos Bell with a time difference. In an instant, Lin Rei was filled with confidence. His previous decadence was swept away and he was much more energetic. In that case, let's start. Anyway, it's just practice. Let's refine some things that aren't very precious. With that thought in mind, Lin Rei communicated with Tiandi Huayu in the system and moved it out. Boom! The moment the heaven and earth magnificent universe appeared, the entire heaven and earth bell began to tremble. However, Lin Rei was already prepared, so he was not in such a sorry state. Heaven and earth Huayu revealed its true appearance. Looking at this giant red cauldron, Lin Rei's heart was filled with shock and awe. This cauldron was crimson in color, and on the outside, there were some strange beasts that Lin Li had never seen before. In addition, there were some strange runes on the surface of the cauldron that Lin Li couldn't understand at all. Even the characters on the cauldron couldn't understand them. Lin Li was very curious about this, but he didn't delve too deeply into it. Hee, this is indeed a good item. The carvings of rare and precious beasts on it are so lifelike. If I didn't know that it was fake, would have thought that it could really charge out. Looking at this giant cauldron, Lin Rei's face was full of curiosity. However, when he thought of the appointment in May, Lin Rei wasn't in the mood to admire it anymore. Si Ling Sword, a common grade weapon. It doesn't have any offensive capabilities. It requires heavenly spiritual grass, level 4 dark iron, and a common grade flame to refine. Not bad. This is just the right thing to try. Fortunately, I collected a lot of them when I was in the mortal realm. Otherwise, even if I had the equipment formula now, I wouldn't be able to use it. Then, after making the decision, the illusory spirit blood fire was displayed. A scorching blood-red flame appeared and surrounded the bottom of the heaven and earth Huayu, starting to warm it up. As the temperature of the illusory spirit blood fire rose gradually, the giant red cauldron became even redder. Moreover, if there was a celestial immortal expert here, he wouldn't be able to withstand the temperature. After a few minutes, the warming was over. Lin Rei started to refine according to the equipment formula. With a whoosh, the football-sized dark iron was thrown into the heaven and earth Huayu. With a whoosh, The dark iron in the heaven and earth Huayu was burned to ashes by Lin Rei's illusory spirit blood fire before his divine sense could sense it. Lin Rei felt helpless about this. After all, these were all common grade weapons. The illusory spirit blood fire was different from before. Therefore, common grade weapons would be burned to ashes as soon as they touched the blood fire. *CK, what should I do? It's impossible for me to find an ordinary flame now. Are you kidding me? Seeing this, Lin Rei couldn't help but complain and leave. But there was no other way. He still had to refine, and this couldn't be changed. Therefore, after complaining for a while, Lin Rei calmed down. A pile of level 4 dark iron appeared beside him, and he started to practice. Puff, 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 puff. Just like that, the dark iron turned to ashes one by one. Although the effect wasn't obvious, under Lin Rei's unremitting efforts, his control of the fire finally started to improve slowly. But as he watched the black iron disappear one by one, Linley didn't feel good at all. In Linley's heart, those black iron were all money. As the saying went, even the smallest mosquito was meat. Fortunately, his control of fire had changed back then. Otherwise, Lin Rei would have been *king mad. Slowly, with the change of time, Lin Rei finally reached the optimal state of controlling the fire. With a whoosh, a piece of dark iron was thrown into the heaven and earth Huayu. His mental power controlled the dark iron to float in the giant cauldron. The illusory spirit blood fire slowly surrounded the dark iron to refine. Layer after layer of waste fell off. In less than a minute, a stream of dark iron without any impurities appeared in front of Lin Rei. Seeing his success, Lin Rei couldn't help but smile. Then, 3 sky spirit herbs were thrown into the giant cauldron by Lin Rei. His mental power wrapped around the sky spirit herbs and he began to refine them with the illusory spirit blood fire. Although the sky spirit grass was one of the most common spirit grasses, it was still a spirit grass. Therefore, refining spirit grasses was a piece of cake for a heaven-grade alchemist. With a boom, the 3 heavenly spirit grasses turned into 3 essences full of spiritual power. Looking at the materials, which were twice the result with half the effort, Lin Rei's mental power formed the long sword that he wanted. Then, he fused the dark iron and the essences of the 3 sky spirit herbs together. Puff, puff, puff. Slowly, a long sword that Lin Rei wanted appeared in front of Lin Rei. Although it wasn't as good as Lin Rei had imagined, it was still okay. It could be considered to have reached Lin Rei's initial idea. A 1-meter-long sword with a flame symbol on the hilt. Just like that, an ordinary sword was completed by Linley. Although the process had been bumpy, in the end, he had completed it. This was a result that Linley was very happy with. Ding dong! Congratulations to the host for successfully refining a common level longsword for the first time. Refining experience points plus 10. Since this is the first time, an additional 10 experience points are awarded. A total of 20 experience points. The system's voice entered Lin Rei's ears. Lin Rei's heart was inexplicably excited. The smile on his face couldn't help but spread out. Ha ha ha. Good, a good start is very good. Roll up your sleeves and work hard. Let's see how many months it will take to become a heaven-level refiner. With that, Lin Rei waved his hand and the long sword disappeared from the giant cauldron. Lin Rei put it away. With his first success, Lin Rei began to crazily refine equipment. It was as if he had been bewitched and couldn't stop. One by one, magical equipment appeared beside Lin Rei. At first, there were only a few, but slowly, the magical equipment piled up bit by bit. God knows how many years had passed. At this time, besides weapons, there were only weapons around Lin Rei. There were all kinds of weapons. There were knives, tridents, swords, halberds, and so on. There was a 6-string zither, a hollow flute, some fans, defensive jade pendants, crowns. As long as it could be worn, Lin Rei refined them one by one. Pairs of weapons were like the ones on the ground. They were beside Lin Rei. No one cared about them and no one took care of them. Hehe, news. Although only 4 months have passed in the outside world, there is less than a month left. You are now only at the level of an Earth-level refiner. In the Heaven and Earth Bell, thousands of years have passed. I don't know if you can complete the appointment on the day of my arrival. At this time, Lin Rei, who was refining weapons, suddenly heard the little dragon's words. Suddenly, he fell silent. Logically speaking, he should be able to. However, even he didn't have the confidence to do it in a month's time. I don't know. Logically speaking, should be able to break through. However, the world is unpredictable. No one knows. Sigh, we'll see when the time comes. As he spoke, his tone wasn't very confident. It was even weak. However, Lin Rei still believed that he could break through to heaven level. Hehe, look, you've received a lot of rewards for breaking through to level 3. You've got 6 chances to summon characters, and you've also got the chaos scripture. As for the things you owe me, you've also paid them back. So, relax. You might break through on your own when you're not paying attention. Moreover, after the system upgrade, you've never seen the changes in your information or the system. Lin Rei understood the little dragon's words. However, Lin Rei still felt that he could go to the system to see his information after breaking through to heaven level. Wang. 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 Suddenly, a strange sound was heard. Instantly, Lin Rei was awakened. He looked as if he had been defeated. Damn, no. No, 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 it's almost finished. Don't. At this time, the universe began to tremble. Waves of heat rushed out of the giant cauldron. Then, Lin Rei was full of embarrassment. Bang! A loud sound was heard. The cauldron exploded. However, the quality of the universe was excellent. Although the explosion didn't affect it at all, the thing in the giant cauldron was completely destroyed. Ah! A scream came out of Lin Rei's mouth. The corner of his mouth began to twitch. He had difficulty breathing and looked as if he was about to die. Chapter 383. My star iron, my cold iron, my money. My money. At this time, Lin Rei was in front of the Heaven and Earth Huayu. Looking at the broken pieces on the ground, Lin Rei screamed in pain. As he screamed, one of his hands kept blowing on his chest, looking like he was in pain. If this scene was seen by others, they would definitely laugh their heads off. At this time, Lin Rei's appearance was very funny and cute, as if he had been wronged. Ha ha ha. A loud laugh sounded. Lin Rei was even more embarrassed, and his face was even more embarrassed. Huh, Lin Rei, isn't it just a little thing? Is it necessary? Ah. Look at how useless you are. If others see this, where am I going to put it? At this time, the little dragon had appeared above the Heaven and Earth Huayu. Looking at Lin Rei, who was kneeling on the ground and holding some charcoal in his hands, the little dragon laughed heartily, leaning forward and backward, almost rolling on the ground. You. Lin Rei wanted to refute, but he didn't know how to refute. He just blurted out a word, and then he was speechless. He could only feel his heart ache. Humph, it's not yours. It's something from the immortal world. It's very precious. Besides, I'm in charge of the resources of a sect. Do you think I'm willing to be a miser? Humph. After feeling heartache for a while, Lin Rei calmed down. He didn't have the chance to touch the charcoal, but took out some more and began to refine. But fortunately, this time, he didn't talk to the little dragon, and everything was very stable. Finally, a long spear appeared in front of Lin Rei. Humph, since you are the second failed refinement of this deity, then from now on, you will be named Spear Tomb. As soon as he finished speaking, a trembling sound came from above the spear tomb. The long spear seemed to have a spirit and responded to Lin Rei's name. Ha, good. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for refining a top-grade precious weapon. You have gained 50 experience points. Keep up the good work. Ah, only 50 points. Tisk, it's still not enough. Listening to the experience points given by the system, Lin Rei felt that it was not enough. Then, he began to refine again. This time, Lin Rei's ultimate goal was to break through the heaven stage and create a celestial weapon. At this moment, there was a sea of people at the entrance of the sky dome. Most of them were small fries, but some of them were people from big clans, sects, and empires. Everyone's eyes were fixed on the entrance of the heavens, and Heaven's Gate, Heaven's Gate, and Heaven's Gate, and Heaven's Earth. Humph, remember this. During the celebration, follow my instructions and see how strong the Xuanzong sect is. When the time comes, I will let the Xuanzong sect and the entire immortal realm know that the Kunlun sect is not to be trifled with. Since they dare to establish a sect in the east without discussing with the immortal sect, they should be prepared to be destroyed. At this time, on top of a mountain not far from the sky, the person from the Karakoram immortal sect who came this time was the son of the sect leader of the immortal sect. Similarly, he was also in existence of the immortal emperor realm. This person was known as the killing god in the immortal world. As long as someone was targeted by him, there was no one who could survive. Of course, this depended on who it was. As the saying goes, life is unpredictable, and no one knows what the outcome will be. Not only did the Kunlun immortal sect have such plans, the Qiankuan sect in the central region also had such plans. However, their plans were not very similar to the Kunlun sects. They wanted to use the Xuanzong sect leader, Lin Rei, as a puppet, and then make the entire Xuanzong sect a vassal of the Qiankuan sect. This way, no one would be able to say anything. They each had their own ulterior motives. To Lin Rei, they were just clowns. There was nothing to be afraid of. News of the Xuanzong sect celebration spread throughout the immortal realm. Both adults and children knew about it. Time passed little by little. A month was about to pass, and there were only 3 days left until the grand celebration. Everyone was very excited. At Lin Rei's residence in the Tianshan Palace, Jian Wudi and the others were nervous when they saw that the Xuanzong sect was still the same as before. No one was angry. Hey, Formation Emperor, you old fogey. The celebration is getting closer and closer, but the people of the Xian sect, including the sect master, have yet to appear. What do you think we should do if they still haven't appeared when the time is up? The old man, who was meditating with his eyes closed, opened his eyes when he heard this. He said with a worried expression, "Alas. I don't know. Who knows what the Xuanzong sect leader is thinking? However, I've already thought about it. The Xuanzong sect is now the target of public criticism. If there's an emergency, I'll take my granddaughter and leave here." "Huh, old thing, you're really not a good person." Hearing the Array Emperor's plan, Jian Wudi sneered in his heart, but he still smiled. Alas, then what about the Xuanzong sect? After all, the Xuanzong sect made you Queen Sunday, don't tell me. Humph, bullsh asterisk t. My granddaughter is talented and smart. That's not something a young boy like him can achieve. That's because of my granddaughter's hard work. No matter what, when it comes to that step, no matter who it is, I'll destroy his whole family. His words were accompanied by a huge murderous aura. Suddenly, Jian Wudi took a step back and looked at the scene in shock. He had met the Array Emperor before. Everyone had heard that he was good at formations. However, Jian Wudi did not think so. Because from the murderous aura just now, he felt that the Array Emperor was not only good at formations, but also had an unfathomable cultivation. For a moment, Jian Wudi had to be wary of the Array Emperor, who had hidden himself well. At this moment, their words fell into the ears of Jing Shao and Wan Yunduo. At the same time, they were also shocked. As experts of the older generation, they did not expect them to be so shameless. Yunduo, when the people from the Thousand Treasures sect come in, you must persuade them. Even if they don't help, at least they shouldn't do anything evil. Remember, we still owe Linley a promise. Wan Yinduo heard Jing Zhao's message and pretended not to be angry. She replied, "All right, let's do that. Remember what you said. Lin Rei is our benefactor. Even if we die, we can't let him down." After the two of them reached an agreement, they started to plot. As for the two evil people in front of them, they ignored them. However, at this moment, Lin Rei had reached the most crucial point in Qinkuan's sect. "Hurry up, as long as I finish this, I can become a heaven-grade weapon refiner." His eyes were fixed on the giant cauldron in front of him. His clothes were drenched in sweat and his purple hair was tangled together. He was extremely unkempt. However, Lin Rei did not want to know what Jian Wudi and the Array Emperor were thinking. Lin Rei had never trusted them and did not want to trust them. Therefore, Lin Rei did not believe what they said. Time passed by slowly. Finally, after an hour, the giant cauldron shook. Buzz, a sound came from the giant cauldron. At this moment, Lin Rei had already retrieved the illusory spirit blood fire. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for becoming a heaven-grade weapon refiner. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for completing the mission of becoming a heaven-grade weapon refiner in May. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully refining a lower-grade immortal weapon. In addition, you have gained 500 experience points. Keep up the good work. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for becoming a heaven-grade weapon refiner. You have been rewarded with 2 lottery tickets and 300,000 redemption points. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for completing the mission. You have been rewarded with a chance to upgrade the Martial Emperor Divine Spear by 1 level. The good news came one after another, almost making Lin Rei dizzy. At this moment, Lin Rei was grinning from ear to ear. He was extremely happy. System, upgrade the Martial Emperor Divine Spear immediately. I'm afraid it will be a divine weapon this time. TSK, I really don't know how it feels to use it in the future. At the thought that his weapon was about to become a divine weapon, Lin Rei was overjoyed. At the same time, he was very nervous. Ding dong, the Martial Emperor Divine Spear is being upgraded. Please wait for a moment. Well, I have to summon a few Celestial Emperors, just in case. Then, Lin Rei said to the system, draw 3 Celestial Emperors for me. Ding dong, okay, please wait for a moment. This time, Lin Rei was not as silly as he was when he first got the system. This time, he did not have to wait as long as before. With 3 buzzing sounds, 3 halos appeared in front of Lin Rei. Slowly, 3 hazy human figures emerged from the halos. The 3 men, each with a jade-like face, had sword-like eyebrows and starry eyes. If they were in his era, they would have been superstars. I'm Chu Huang, Tianheng, Middle Bunker. Greetings to the master. Thud. 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 The 3 of them knelt down without a word and kowtowed. Hee, you can get up. From now on, you will be my bodyguards. Remember, without my permission, you are not allowed to show your strength in front of outsiders. Also, don't call me master. Call me young master. After instructing them, Lin Rei asked them to leave. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at the long sword in the giant tripod. Come out. With a whoosh, before Lin Rei could control it, the sword flew out of Lin Rei's control range. F***CK, what's going on? Lin Rei was puzzled. Logically speaking, it was made by him, so he should not have such a reaction. Hee, silly boy, hurry up and get out. When a celestial weapon is born, it has to go through a tribulation. Do you think all weapons can be upgraded without going through a tribulation like your Martial Emperor Divine Spear? The little dragon's voice came. Lin Rei suddenly understood. Without hesitation, he flashed out of the bell of heaven and earth. At the same time, the long sword was taken out by Lin Rei. However, the moment it appeared, the long sword flew out of the space. Immediately, the sky was covered with dark clouds and thunder, which was really scary. Chapter 384. He's out of seclusion. Jian Wudi and the others, who had been staying here all this time, knew the moment Lin Rei's aura appeared. However, Lin Rei's aura disappeared in the blink of an eye. No, I have to tell Brother Lin Rei about what Jian Wudi and the others said before. Otherwise, I won't be able to live with myself. I'll just treat it as returning the favor from before. At this point, Jing Xiao disappeared with a teleport. When he appeared again, he was already in an open space in the heavenly Qin Palace. Rumble. 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 At this moment, the sky was covered by dark clouds. Thunder rumbled in the dark clouds and blue lightning flashed through the clouds from time to time, illuminating the sky and earth. Startling Dawn was not the only one who could see it. Even the tens of thousands of people at the entrance of Tianxiong Palace could feel the sound of the thunder clouds. However, they did not know what was going on. They only knew that it came from inside Tianxiong Palace. However, Startling Dawn could see it clearly. At this moment, a long sword stood in the sky above his head, facing the thunder clouds, showing its indifference. Lin Rei was standing beside the long sword, looking up at the thunder clouds. His eyes were full of disdain, as if the thunder clouds in front of him were nothing and could not threaten him at all. Brother Lin Rei, you have to be careful. Previously, the Array Emperor said that during the celebration, someone might attack your Xuanzong sect. Moreover, he also said that when the time comes, if you can't handle it, he will immediately leave with Zhu Chenxi. Jian Wudi did not say anything and tacitly agreed. A voice transmission was transmitted into Lin Rei's mind. Hearing this, Lin Rei was not angry. Instead, he looked down at Startling Dawn with a smile in his eyes. No one could figure out what he meant. However, at this moment, Jian Wudi and Zhu Tiantong came to Startling Dawn's side. When they saw the scene in the sky, they were stunned. This was especially true for them, the people of the older generation. When they saw this scene again, they knew that this was the lightning tribulation for the birth of the immortal artifact. At the same time, they were very shocked. A finished fairy weapon meant that there was a craftsman in the Xuanzong sect, and the craftsman's level was not low. They were shocked by this. At the same time, they wanted to figure out who this person was. Even if they could not rope him in, he would still join their camp. Come on, let me see what you're capable of. Shouting at the heavens and earth, this was the first time Startling Dawn and the others had seen this. However, they did not find it strange that this was happening to Lin Rei. With a boom sound, a bolt of lightning came crashing down towards Lin Li's long sword. It carried with it a power that could destroy heaven and earth, as if this sword should not exist. Disperse. Looking at the descending bolt of lightning, Lin Li didn't care about it at all. With a simple punch, he punched directly at the bolt of lightning. Jian Wudi and the others saw this scene. Just when everyone thought that Lin Rei was going to be miserable, the Yi Xiang happened. Bang! At this time, Lin Rei's fist collided with the lightning and dispersed the lightning. What? How is this possible? Jian Wudi and Zhu Tiantong could not understand Lin Rei's actions. Although the lightning tribulation of the immortal artifact was not very strong, it was still a strike from heaven and earth. No matter what, it would not be dispersed like this. However, this was the fact, and they had to believe it. In this way, after the first time, there would be a second time. Compared with the lightning tribulation of the immortal artifact, this was nothing at all. Therefore, Lin Rei was not afraid at all. There were a total of 9 lightning tribulations of the immortal artifact. Since there was a beginning, there would be no problem next. After a while, when the 9 lightning tribulations were easily dispersed by Lin Rei, the long sword beside him instantly shone brightly. A sword cry was emitted from the long sword, and a blood-red flame mark appeared on the hilt of the sword. Looking at this low-grade immortal artifact long sword, Lin Rei did not care. He directly grabbed the long sword and threw it towards Jing Shao, who was standing in the Tianshan palace. Brother Jing Shao, this long sword is for you. It is useless for me to keep it. Jing Shao refused to accept immortal artifacts. Besides, Jing Shao knew how many immortal artifacts Lin Rei had. Alright, then I'll thank you for your kind intentions, Brother Lin Li. At this time, Lin Rei glanced at the Array Emperor and Jian Wudi, who were next to him, but did not say anything. As for the long sword that he had just given away, Lin Rei did not feel the loss at all. First, he knew how to refine immortal artifacts. Therefore, for Lin Rei, it was not of much use. Lin Rei did not need to feel sorry for it. Second, he was able to tell him what Jian Wudi and the others had said. Lin Rei was very grateful for this. Although he did not treat them well, it was not to the extent that they would scheme against him. Therefore, there was another layer of meaning, which was to thank Jing Shao for speaking up for him. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host, the Martial Emperor Divine Spear has been upgraded. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host, the Martial Emperor Divine Spear has been upgraded to a divine artifact. While he was in a daze, the Martial Emperor Divine Spear had been upgraded. It was really killing two birds with one stone. Well, everyone, let's go back. In 2 days, the sect will hold the sect celebration as scheduled. After speaking to everyone, Lin Rei teleported and disappeared. In a place where there was no one, Lin Rei entered the system. Previously, he had promised Little Dragon that after everything was over, he would enter the system to check the changes in his information. When he looked up, all his information appeared in his eyes. Name, Lin Rei. Age, 167. System level, 2 cultivation, early stage immortal lord experience, 6249499676. 8 billion, spiritual roots, thunder, fire, wood, gold chaos spiritual roots talent, peak immortal emperor cultivation skills, chaotic scripture level 2, incomplete, devouring heavenly skill, growable, Hongmeng alchemy, entry-level cultivation skill, cloud formula, emperor-level cultivation skill, same formation, emperor-level cultivation skill, tyrant body technique, emperor-level cultivation skill, thunder tyrant body, zone-level secret skill, martial skills, butterfly steps, entry-level. Stellar finger, proficient, silent thunder spear art, high dark level martial skill, now cultivated to entry level, can produce 3 thunderbolts, myriad sword art, heaven level, level 3 incineration, emperor level, dragon subduing step, emperor level, Shura spear art, king level, Shura sword formation, king level, Shura transformation, emperor level, spiritual treasures, martial emperor divine spear, divine weapon lower grade, growable, myriad magic sword, ungraded, myriad beasts furnace. Heaven and earth bell, supreme grade celestial weapon, heavenly temple, upper grade celestial weapon, worldly huayu, ungraded, equipment, supreme grade drift cloud celestial weapon set mount, golden immortal lucky draw wheel, 2-character lottery system, 3 times reputation points, 130,000 exchange points, 300,000 spiritual stones, 0 heaven level alchemist, 46583500000, emperor level formation master, 35243010000000, heaven level equipment forger, 34568500000, talisman master, not activated top spiritual. Medicine, heavenly materials and earthly treasures, 50 kilograms of purple gold nephrite, 50 kilograms of purple gold sand, 50 kilograms of purple gold godly iron. Side task, reach the cultivation level that the system wants within 300 years. If you can't do it, the system has the right to kill you directly. When you have enough strength, rescue the suppressed Paisho. Pills, 11 mind control pills, 7,836 mind control pills, damn, not bad. Not bad. Looking at his own heart, Lin Rei didn't feel anything special. He just felt that the experience points that he hadn't broken through to the next level were too much. Alright, hurry up and get out. Also, think about what Jing Shao told you before. Now that the sect has just been established in the immortal realm, we have to be careful. Therefore, you have to deal with this matter properly and try to chase away those with bad intentions as soon as possible. Also, hurry up and cultivate. You're getting closer and closer to the aura of planet Aqua Blue. At this moment, the little dragon's words made Lin Ray ponder. Lin Ray agreed with the little dragon's words. I know. They want to see how the Xuanzong sect works. Can't they? Then I'll let them see how the Xuanzong sect works. This way, I can check Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi's loyalty to the sect. At the same time, if it really doesn't work, I'll change them quickly. I don't want a piece of rat's poop to spoil my pot of soup. Since you've decided, hurry up and arrange it. After speaking, the little dragon didn't come out to speak. At this time, Lin Ray had also returned to his residence. Looking at the empty place, Lin Ray wondered where his wife had gone. Although the enormous divine sense couldn't cover the entire sky, it was still enough to see the people around him. The moment he released it, Lin Wanyu and some other high-level disciples who had gone out to train were all summoned back by Lin Ray. Come back, all of you. The Sect's celebration is in 2 days. There's no need to cultivate. Lin Ray's words made everyone excited. One by one, the tens of thousands of Xuanzong sect disciples quickly returned to the Xuanzong sect. All the disciples had returned to their respective sections. As for the high-level disciples, they were all summoned to the main hall by Lin Ray. As for Lin Ray, he was already sitting on the sect leader's seat, waiting for them. Not long after, the group arrived. Seeing that they were all slightly injured, Lin Li hurriedly used his immortal spiritual energy to place the pills in front of them and said to them, "Take these. Hurry up and eat them. After you've recovered, cheer up and prepare for the sect celebration in 2 days." "Yes, we'll follow the sect leader's orders," Lin Ray ordered. Everyone swallowed the elixirs, sat on the ground, and began to recover. Lin Ray took advantage of this leisure time to return to the Cosmos Bell, where he had been in seclusion for 4 years. At this time, Lin Ray had come for the 50 mysterious disciples. Before they had gone into seclusion, they had all become immortal lords. He had come to see if any of them had broken through to the immortal emperor realm, even if only one of them had. At the very least, with one more immortal emperor, the Xuanzong sect would have a little more security. If not, it didn't matter. At least he wouldn't be disappointed. However, reality was often unexpected. After Lin Ray entered their cultivation grounds, he felt their auras. Suddenly, Lin Ray was delighted. Chapter 385. At this time, 6 of the 50 disciples had broken through to the immortal emperor realm, and their foundations were very stable. As for the others, there were a few who could break through to the immortal emperor realm in a short time. However, Lin Ray did not have the time to wait. "Everyone, wake up." In order not to affect their cultivation, Lin Ray could only use telepathy to communicate with them. Plop. The sound of people kneeling on the ground was heard. The moment they opened their eyes, they knelt on the ground and respectfully kowtowed to Lin Ray. "We greet the sect master. I wonder what orders the sect master has for us. We will do our best to complete them. We will not bring shame to the reputation of the Xuanzong sect." Their voices were deafening. Lin Ray heard everything they said. At the same time, Lin Ray firmly believed in their loyalty because they had all eaten the soul-controlling pill. "Good, all of you are doing very well. Don't cultivate for the next 2 days. Focus on consolidating your cultivation and wait for my call. 2 days later, it will be time for my Xian sect's name to spread throughout the world. Yes, we will obey the sect master's order." Looking at their appearance and spirit, Lin Ray knew that they would not let him down. At the same time, Lin Ray had already prepared for what would happen in 2 days. Similarly, as the little dragon had said, the quality of soldiers, not the quantity. This was also what Lin Ray wanted to see. He would rather not have any disciples than to have a few fence-sitters in the past few years. Of course, Lin Rei could guarantee that the 30,000 disciples of the Xuanzong sect would be fine. However, Lin Rei was not at ease with the people brought back by the higher-ups. Okay, you all can continue to cultivate. After saying this, Lin Rei instantly disappeared from the Bell of Heaven and Earth and returned to the sect master's seat in the main hall of the Tianshan Hall. As for Linley's departure, no one knew about it. While Linley was returning to the distant location, the underground healer was still recovering. Phew, luckily they didn't wake up. Seeing this, Linley immediately began to cultivate. Linley wasn't very satisfied with his current early-stage Immortal Monarch level of cultivation. Although it had been 4 years, the time difference within the Cosmos Bell was extremely large. However, in the past few years, Linley had been focused on making breakthroughs in formations and artifact forging. Thus, Linley hadn't spent much time cultivating. Looking at his stagnant cultivation, Lin Rei did not know what to say. However, when he thought about how he would have to return to planet Aqua Blue in 100 years, Lin Rei felt that time was not enough. It was really not enough. As time passed, 2 days quickly passed. At this moment, Lin Rei opened his eyes in the main hall. Seeing that the underground had been completely repaired, but they were still cultivating, Lin Rei hurriedly transmitted his voice to them. Wake up, all of you. It's time for the 4-year agreement. Open the sky vault entrance and let them in. Yes. Yes, we will obey. Lin Wanyu and the others who were cultivating immediately woke up when they heard Lin Rei's words. Then, they stood up and bowed to Lin Rei before turning around and leaving. They quickly flew towards the sky vault entrance. At this moment, Jing Xiao and Wan Yunduo in the Tianshan Hall looked at the people who were flying towards the sky vault entrance. Jing Xiao had an ominous premonition in his heart as though something bad was about to happen. He couldn't help but pull himself together. At this moment, the crowd at the entrance of the Sky Dome was already impatient. This was especially true for those who had always been arrogant and lofty. At this moment, they couldn't wait to see what the Sky Dome looked like. Humph. Remember, don't act rashly later. If you spoil my plan, I will make sure you suffer the consequences. At this moment, the people who knew that the Sky Vault entrance would open quickly warned their disciples. Crack. 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 Just as the people were looking at the Sky Vault entrance excitedly, they finally heard the sound of the Sky Vault entrance opening. This was the only thing they had wanted to hear for the past few years. Now, it had finally come true. Dong! The Sky Vault entrance opened. A dozen people didn't come out. They were in the air, looking down at the cultivators below with smiles on their faces. Fellow cultivators, today is the founding celebration of the Xuanzong Sect. Thank you for coming. Cultivators, please come in. Jian Feng didn't waste any time, because he knew that this was exactly what everyone wanted to hear at this moment. Then, a group of people bustled into the sky and entered the Sky Vault entrance. There were tens of thousands of people, including all kinds of sects, empires, and families. Jian Feng even knew some of them. Just like this, it took a lot of time for them to enter the Sky Vault entrance. Finally, they all went in. Jian Feng and the others went in and closed the Sky Vault entrance. Look, what the F***ck is this? This is too. Humph. No, this is a paradise. How can I let a nobody occupy it? It seems that this place is mine. Alas. Such a good place has lost its owner. However, it will change owners soon. At this moment, when the tens of thousands of people saw the scene inside the Sky Vault entrance, their brains short-circuited and they were all stunned. However, they were people who had seen the world, so it didn't take long for them to come to their senses. However, at this moment, their obsession to obtain this paradise in the Sky Vault entrance was even deeper. Everyone was well aware of their ulterior motives, so no one said anything. Under the leadership of the tribe leaders, the tens of thousands of people came to the highest palace in the Sky Vault entrance, the Tianshan Palace. At this moment, Lin Rei was standing in front of the Tianshan Palace, looking at the crowd below. Lin Rei sneered at this. Then, a kind smile appeared on Lin Rei's face. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A few sounds pierced through the air. Suddenly, the tribe leaders sent by Jian Feng came in front of him. Greetings, sect leader. We have completed the task you gave us. Everyone has been brought in, and the sky vault entrance is closed. Not bad, you have done well. After hearing their reports, Lin Rei smiled. At the same time, he looked at the tens of thousands of people below. Lin Rei knew that there were people who wanted his territory and his life. However, Lin Rei wasn't afraid at all. He wanted to intimidate all the sects in the immortal realm. At the same time, he wanted to eliminate the fence-sitters and disloyal people in his sect. This was to prevent any mistakes in the future and send himself and his sect to the guillotine. Everyone, I am the founder of the Xuanzong sect, Lin Rei. Today, I have invited all of you here to announce to the whole immortal realm that the Nine Heavens Xuanzong sect is based in the Sky Vault Mountain in the east. I hope that all of you can help us in the future. The instant Linli, who was at the early monarch immortal realm, spoke, everyone could sense Linli's cultivation level. At the same time, they couldn't help but feel bewildered. They couldn't help but feel that something was amiss. However, they were all confused by the material objects before them. At the same time, this was what Lin Rei wanted them to see. In fact, this was what Lin Rei was looking forward to. Otherwise, there would be more to the show. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Bang. 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 Sounds echoed throughout the entire Heavenly Star Palace. The moment Linli finished speaking, he waved his hand and tens of thousands of weapons appeared in the sky, each one emitting a brilliant light. Cultivation level, I have invited all of you this time. There is no need to entertain you. These weapons are not enough to show my respect. Take them and divide them among yourselves. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone couldn't help but rush up to the sky to snatch the weapons. As the saying goes, one must bear the child to catch the wolf. If he didn't let them see what they wanted to see, how could they lose their rationality and do what Lin Rei wanted to see? As for the magic treasures that Linli had thrown out earlier, they were all obtained from the Cosmos Bell. Most of them were treasured artifacts, and some were even quasi-immortal artifacts. Moreover, every single one of them was of the highest quality. Lin Rei believed that in front of such a large number of treasures, they would definitely be tempted. Sure enough, as Lin Rei expected, a group of people started to snatch the weapons. Lin Rei stood in front of the palace and watched this scene. He didn't want to miss a single scene. Of course, not all of them were greedy people. Among the tens of thousands of people, there were a few who didn't snatch the weapons. Generally, these people were the most terrifying. As time went by, the weapons were all snatched up. Everything was back to the main topic. Lin Rei finally got what he wanted. Sect Master Lin, the Sky Dome Realm was originally a place that the other sects had been fighting for. Now that your Xian sect has suddenly occupied it, it's hard to justify the losses that we've suffered. Yes, yes. How can you occupy Tianqiong just like that? How can our Kunlun immortal sect put our face? The East was originally under the jurisdiction of our Kunlun immortal sect, and Tianqiong is under the jurisdiction of our Kunlun immortal sect. What do you think of Tianqiong? Yes. Yes. Immediately, where there was a first, there would be a second. One after another, voices of agreement could be heard. Instantly, Linli's brows furrowed tightly. However, Linli was laughing in his heart. This contrast was something that no one could understand. Humph. Who do you think you are? My master risked his life to take down this Sky Dome Mountain. What right do you have to make my master give this place to you with just a few words? At this moment, Lin Wanyu, who was next to him, was unwilling. She was a little princess. How could she stand this kind of discussion? Yes, my senior sister is right. You are all a group of bastards. Before, when you saw the celestial device, it was like you saw your own father. What's wrong with you now? I really don't know if your parents know that you are so shameless outside. At this moment, after seeing his disciple vent his anger for him, Lin Rei felt very warm in his heart. However, for his plan, Lin Rei had to go against his heart. Humph, shut up. Don't talk nonsense. He turned around and shouted at his disciple. As he spoke, there was a look of fear on his face. At the same time, he was afraid of being exposed in front of everyone. A look of terror and dread flashed across his face. Lin Li believed that those powerful people would be able to see it. Chapter 386. Hehe, looks like this Xuanzong sect leader is just an idiot. He's not worth mentioning. Humph, he's scared just like that. Looks like this Xuanzong sect isn't that great. Hehe, the Xuanzong sect is mine. Lin Li's conjecture was correct. Only a small portion of the people had seen the look of terror on his face, but this small portion of people was enough to see the tens of thousands of others. However, in their hearts, they were just like Lin Rei. They all thought that Lin Rei was just a paper tiger. He looked mighty on the outside, but he was a coward on the inside. At this moment, Lin Wanyu and the other 4 disciples were stunned by Lin Rei's shout. They were very puzzled because Lin Li was acting strangely. If it was in the past, they would definitely beat him up. But now, Lin Rei, could only say sorry to Lin Wanyu and the others, and it was in his heart. Everyone, what do you want? His words showed the incompetence, fear, and terror of a coward. At the same time, Lin Rei's legs began to tremble as he spoke. Everyone who saw this scene was moved. They felt that something was wrong. Was he really such a coward as he was able to create a sect like the Celestial Dome sect? Or was there another expert behind him? No one knew about this. At the same time, they were also worried. As the saying goes, it's better to be safe than sorry. No one knew what would happen next, so they had to be careful. Nothing. We just want sect leader Lin to give some of the Xuanzong sect to us. After all, the Celestial Dome sect is a good place. At this moment, the person who spoke was a cultivator at the same level as Lin Rei. This person looked wretched and treacherous, which made people want to vomit. Looking at him, Lin Rei didn't say much. If you want to divide the Xuanzong sect's territory, then come out and compete. If you agree, you can divide any place in the Xuanzong sect. I won't say anything more. Boom! As soon as Lin Rei finished speaking, the people below instantly exploded. They didn't choose to remain silent anymore. They were determined to get the Celestial Dome sect. However, the Xuanzong sect disciples beside Lin Rei were all surprised when they heard Lin Rei's words. They didn't understand why Lin Rei would say that. This wasn't his style, but they had to listen to him. After all, he was the sect leader. They could only be anxious in their hearts and discuss it on the surface. Good. In that case, I, sect leader of the water sect, Kuei Yang, peak early immortal monarch realm, would like to exchange pointers with you. Whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, the middle-aged man called Kuei Yang instantly appeared in the sky. However, Lin Rei was standing parallel to him, looking arrogant and confident. Pfft. His actions made Lin Wanyu and the others laugh. In their hearts, Lin Rei was a person who could kill an immortal emperor. Against an early immortal monarch realm cultivator, they could only wish him good luck. Kuei Shui noticed the actions of Lin Wanyu and the others. He felt a little strange, but in order to obtain the Xuanzong sect, he didn't think too much about it. Alright, since Brother Kuei wants to fight, then let's fight. With a swoosh, Lin Li appeared in front of Kuei Yang and pointed the low-grade immortal weapons in his hands at Kuei Yang as he spoke viciously. Kuei Yang, since you dare to fight, don't blame me for being impolite. Myriad Sword Technique, First Form, 100 Sword Soul Lock. With a whoosh, a low-grade immortal artifact was activated by Linley's cultivation base. Over 100 longswords instantly appeared in the air. The tips of the swords were pointed at Kuei Yang in a menacing manner. HM. How can this be? How can he have such a powerful technique? If he uses this technique on me. Sigh, I don't care anymore. I'll take it one step at a time. I don't believe he can kill you like me. As the saying goes, confidence is good. If one is overconfident, then that person is an idiot. Obviously, Kuei Yang was such a person. He was overconfident in himself. F***ck, it can't be, big brother. This is my lowest level spell. If you can't even handle this, then you can only be unlucky. Ha! With a loud shout, over 100 swords rushed towards Kuei Yang. Kuei Yang was stunned. He didn't expect the Xuanzong Sect leader to be so decisive. Kuei Yang Shui. At this critical moment, Kuei Yang moved. A long sword swept across the sky, creating ripples on the water. At the same time, Lin Rei's attack had arrived. Die. No one knew whether it was intentional or not, but Kuei Yang's long sword directly broke the attack of Lin Rei's swords. Everyone was stunned when they saw this scene. At the same time, Lin Wanyu and the others were also stunned. Others might not know, but she was very clear about her master's strength. She was the strongest person under the immortal venerable realm. How could she be defeated by an early immortal monarch? Similarly, Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi had the same thought. They were very confused about this, but at the same time, they couldn't ask about it. However, no one noticed that Jing Xiao, who was at the rear, was looking at the scene with a smile. Hee, brother Lin. You're indeed farsighted to use such a method to solve the internal problems of the sect. You're really invincible. He understood everything that Lin Rei had done because he was the cause of this matter. When he saw Lin Rei turning soft, he understood the meaning behind it. However, Kuei Yang didn't think so. He was in a good mood at the moment. When he thought that he would be able to obtain the sky dome of the Xuanzong sect, his eyes were filled with greed. Alright, Linley, if you have any other techniques, go ahead and use them. Let me see how strong the person who created this place is. Wait. Suddenly, before Kuei Yang could finish his words, a voice interrupted him. Kuei Yang, since when did a small sect leader like you have the right to cause trouble in the territory of my Kunlun immortal sect? Ah. As soon as he finished speaking, a middle-aged man walked up and questioned Kuei Yang. His tone was filled with the dignity of a superior. Even Kuei Yang couldn't help but tremble after hearing these words. This, senior, please don't be angry. It's my fault. I'll leave now. After he finished speaking, he disappeared from everyone's sight and hid behind the crowd. Just you wait. Sooner or later, I'll kill you and your whole family. I'll kill the men and the women, At this moment, Kuei Yang, who had been chased to the rear by the people of Kunlun, was staring with hatred at that member of the Kunlun immortal clan who was with Linley. Sect leader Lin, just like I said before, this place belongs to my Kunlun immortal sect. What do you think we should do? After he asked this question, Lin Rei's face turned ugly. However, he was really happy. He didn't want to keep pretending, so he had to find someone to cause trouble for him. I'll cut the crap. If you can beat me, I'll... Bang! Before Linley could even finish his words, he was sent flying backwards. This scene happened very quickly, so fast that no one could react. Of course, this was the limit for those who were not very high in terms of cultivation level. However, for those who had a high cultivation, they had already noticed that the people of Kunlun immortal sect were attacking. Dong dong. Lin Rei, who was sent flying for more than 10 meters, fell to the ground. His face twisted in pain. F***ck, I've sacrificed my life for righteousness. If I don't achieve what I want later, I'll skin you alive. At this moment, Linley, who was lying on the ground, couldn't help but think angrily. However, this bit of pain was nothing to him. If he had known earlier, he would have been a body cultivator. He didn't feel any pain at all. Master, Sect leader, are you okay? Right now, Lin Wanyu was moving like a swarm of bees, instantly surrounding Linli tightly. I'm fine, cough cough. In order to make it look real, Lin Rei had to pretend that he was seriously injured. However, he couldn't vomit blood. He remembered all the words of the little dragon. Okay, now I've beaten the sect leader of the Xuanzong sect to the ground. In addition, Tianxiong Mountain, where the Xuanzong sect is located, was originally under the jurisdiction of our Kunlun immortal sect. Now that we've taken it back, I believe your cultivation won't have any objections. At this moment, that person from Kunlun immortal sect said to the people who came to watch the ceremony. At the same time, he was telling them that this was the territory of the Kunlun immortal sect. It was a warning and a threat. Let's see. This matter isn't over yet. I keep feeling that something is wrong, but I can't put my finger on it. Idiot, I'll wait to see you cry later. Idiot. In an instant, the words of the Karakoram immortal sect disciple made some of the people from the top sects and clans think differently. They also wanted to continue watching the show because they felt that this show wasn't over yet. Master, why don't I go and kill him? At this moment, Lin Wanyu, who was surrounding Lin Rei, was furious after hearing the words of the Kunlun immortal sect disciple. Immediately, she wanted to rush out and kill the person who spoke so arrogantly. However, just as she was about to get up, she was stopped by Lin Rei's sound transmission. Wait, don't move. Do you really think that he can injure me with his mediocre skills? Huh? Could it be? Yes, that's right. I've calculated all of this. Since I'm going to establish a sect, then the disciples must be loyal to the sect. I'm not worried about the people we brought up from the mortal world, but I'm very worried about the people you brought back. Therefore, no matter what happens later, as long as you don't have my permission, don't act rashly. At the same time, don't tell them. Chapter 387. But, Master, what about the junior brothers and sisters? Lin Wanyu agreed with her master's words. But if she didn't tell them all, then she was a little. Yes, you can't tell them either. After all, for this step, I was hit by someone. I can't let that hit me for nothing. Remember what I said. After hearing her master's voice transmission, Lin Wanyu squatted beside Lin Rei again and quieted down. Everyone was puzzled because many people were acting strangely today. They knew Lin Rei's temper, but now it had changed. Lin Wanyu's temper was even more fiery than Lin Rei's, but now they really didn't understand what was going on that made them act like this. Disciples of the Xuanzong sect, listen up. Now the Xuanzong sect is going to change. Now the Xuanzong sect is the territory of the Kunlun immortal clan. I'll give you two choices. Brother 1, join the Kunlun immortal clan, and your lives will be saved. At this point, the people of Kunlun said with a smile. But in the next moment, their expressions changed and a murderous aura burst out and rushed to the sky. Second, those who resist will be killed without mercy. You can choose between the two choices. But you have to think carefully. It's not easy to cultivate until now. If you give up your lives, it'll be a pity. As soon as he said this, everyone was stunned. However, at this moment, when no one was paying attention, Linley's lips curved upwards, revealing a hint of a smile. Kid, you didn't let me down. Add more fuel to the fire. This is what I want to see. Hurry up, hurry up. At this moment, lying in Lin Wanyu's arms, he couldn't wait. He really wanted the Kunlun immortal clan to take away all the traitors. That way, he wouldn't have to pretend anymore. But things often went against his wishes. It didn't go as smoothly as he thought. Kunlun brat, you can take my Xuanzong sect as you please. Do you really think my Xuanzong sect is made of mud? This sentence broke the current situation. Immediately, everyone was stunned. Even Lin Rei wanted to cry but had no tears. He wanted to rush up and beat him up. F***CKU, why are you poking your nose into other people's business? I really don't know if you're bored or doing this on purpose. However, even though he said that, he still felt that this voice sounded familiar. It was as if he had heard it somewhere before, but he just couldn't remember where. Moreover, at this moment, Lin Wanyu and the others had surrounded him. He couldn't see outside clearly. At this moment, as soon as he finished speaking, a woman in red clothes with a fairy-like appearance appeared. Her skin was so tender that it felt like water could be squeezed out of it. Her eyes were unfocused, causing people to have wild fantasies at first glance. If Lin Rei saw this face, he would definitely recognize it. Wasn't this Red Lotus who had separated from him on planet Aqua Blue? Wasn't this Red Lotus who had been seriously injured in order to save him? Wasn't this the first warlord to be summoned from the warlord system back then? However, at this moment, Red Lotus had a strong inner breath. She was dressed in red and her face was as cold as ice. People would only want to look at her once and not a second time. For the record, it wasn't that Red Lotus didn't look good, but because of her cold temperament and face, people didn't dare to look directly at her. Who are you? This is a matter between my Kunlun and the Xuanzong sect. Don't tell me you want to get involved. At this moment, the people of Kunlun were furious. It could have ended immediately, but now they had to stop for a while. Humph, with me here today, you can't touch the Xuanzong sect unless you kill me. Boom. Red Lotus, who had just finished speaking, released a huge amount of energy from her body. Instantly, some of the people around who had their cultivation shrunk were sent flying. Those who remained were the top of the younger generation in the celestial world. F***CK, this is not a good person. To be able to send them flying, this person's cultivation must be at least at the peak of the celestial master realm. At this moment, the Kunlun disciple wanted to retreat. However, for the sake of his and his sect's reputation, he still endured it. He didn't want to expose his fear and horror in advance. Not only him, but other people also wanted to do the same. However, there were always a few people who didn't. They relied on their own abilities and came here to get the Xuanzong sect. Humph, my fellow cultivator, this is a matter of my Kunlun immortal sect. Are you sure? I'm sure. No matter who it is, even if a celestial master comes here personally, it won't work. At this moment, the two of them were in a deadlock. Lin Rei, who was next to them, heard this. For a moment, tears were streaming down his face. He didn't know what to say. Master, do you know this person? Why would he help such a powerful sect in our place? Seeing this, Lin Wanyu didn't know what to say. Then, she asked Lin Rei via voice transmission, hoping to get some clues from him. However, she was completely disappointed by Lin Rei's answer. Humph, you're asking me. How would I know? My original plan is ruined now. Humph, don't let me know who that person is. If I do, I'll definitely beat her ass until it blossoms. Boss. Boss Red Lotus? These sudden words caused Linley to freeze in place. Red Lotus. This was a name that Linley had always remembered in his heart. Back then, he had promised her that he would protect her for the rest of their lives, never to part from her. But because of some things, he hadn't been able to keep his promise. However, at this moment, Dian Wei, who was standing next to him, stared at the direction where the voice came from. For a moment, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. Lin Rei believed that Dian Wei wouldn't mistake Red Lotus. Besides, Dian Wei's eyes were wet at this moment. Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat. He had a bad feeling. Come on, help me up. Come on. Right now, Linley didn't speak mentally. He spoke directly to the nearby Lin Wanyu. When Lin Wanyu heard this, she immediately helped Linli up. In an instant, Linli's entire body was rooted to the ground. He didn't move an inch. Disbelief filled his eyes. How could it be? What's going on? Red Lotus, isn't he in the mortal world? Could it be? Thinking of something, he immediately extended his divine senses and observed Red Lotus's current cultivation. Damn! She's at the peak of the Duke Immortal realm. Is this a joke? How could she cultivate so fast? Linli was puzzled by this. Logically speaking, the key to their relationship should have been removed. Thus, the only possibility was that Red Lotus had relied on her own efforts to cultivate step by step to reach her current level. At the same time, Lin Rei's gaze attracted the attention of Red Lotus, who was fighting an enemy. She turned her head and looked at him. She looked so tender and heartbroken that it made people feel numb all over, especially the people from Kunlun. When they saw that the person they were fighting with was flirting with someone else, they felt that Red Lotus was looking down on them. This was a humiliation to him. With a thud, Lin Rei gave up fighting with the man from Kunlun. He came to Lin Rei decisively and knelt down, kowtowing to him. Master, I'm Red Lotus. What? What? How could it be? Instantly, everyone was stunned. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Some people even thought that they had heard wrong and lost their hearing. Master, I remember everything that happened in the past. It's all this subordinate's fault. Back then, this subordinate shouldn't have opposed Master and said that I deserved to die. Please punish me, Master. The moment this was said, everyone no longer felt that there was something wrong with their ears. It was true. However, they were very confused. How could such a cowardly sect leader have such a powerful subordinate? At this moment, they reevaluated Lin Rei. As the leader of the Xuanzong sect, Lin Rei couldn't be so weak. Alas! Get up and answer me. Looking at Red Lotus kneeling on the ground, Lin Rei had mixed feelings. He didn't know what to feel. Yes, Master. Hearing the order, Red Lotus stood up and stood opposite Lin Rei respectfully. It wasn't good for her to do anything. Okay, don't call me Master in the future. Just call me young Master. Don't say anything else. Hearing this, tears welled up in Red Lotus' eyes. However, she didn't want to embarrass Lin Rei, so she held back her tears and held them back. In a while, pretend to be weak and injured. My original plan has been ruined by you. I hope I can make up for it. Do you understand? As someone who had been by Linli's side for a long time, how could she not know what Linli was thinking? After hearing this, she immediately understood. At the same time, she was very happy. She was happy that Lin Rei had forgiven her. Yes, young Master. I understand. Turning around, Red Lotus returned to the battlefield. Looking at the people from the Kunlun Immortal Sect, she said with disdain. Come on, let me see what qualifications you have to snatch the sect founded by my young master. As soon as she finished speaking, Red Lotus slapped out and instantly appeared in front of the people from Kunlun. Humph, destroy. PFFF. You were so arrogant just now, but now you're broken. Red Lotus' slap caused him to vomit blood. With a PFFF sound, the crowd didn't understand why Red Lotus was also vomiting blood. Her aura was weak and her face turned pale instantly. It was as if that slap had used up all her strength. What? What's going on? What's going on now? Such a dramatic scene made the crowd suspicious. They all felt that this was a scam. However, they didn't know what this scam was trying to scam. However, no matter how they thought about it, they couldn't figure out what Lin Rei could scam them about. It was also because of this that they felt very puzzled. They couldn't figure out all the doubts in their eyes. Humph, go. Go, kill this woman. The people from Kunlun who were sent flying quickly took care of their own sect's disciples and ordered them to go forward and destroy Red Lotus. Humph, I know. How can you covet the disciples of the Xuanzong sect? Do you really think that your Kunlun Immortal sect is invincible? Seeing that the people from Kunlun Immortal sect were about to attack Red Lotus, the tens of thousands of Xuanzong sect disciples were unwilling. Chapter 388. Among the tens of thousands of disciples, those who had come from the lower world had all gone up the mountain. A small number of people had gone forward. As for the tens of thousands of disciples who had not gone forward, they were all hesitating. They were hesitating about whether it was worth it for them to go through all these years. If they lost, their lives would be in danger. They were hesitating. Regarding this, Linley revealed a smile. At such a critical moment, they were still hesitating. Linley felt pain in his heart, but at the same time, he felt gratified to have disciples who didn't fear any expert. Although he had not achieved the result he wanted, it was already good enough. Immediately, Lin Rei did not have to pretend anymore. But, he could. Jian Wudi had not made any mistakes. In the future, he would have to greet them with a smile. Ha ha ha. A hearty laugh came from Lin Rei's mouth. Suddenly, everyone's eyes were fixed on him. At this moment, Lin Rei's voice was like a bell. His pale face had disappeared. He did not look like he had been seriously injured. The contrast was too great. Huh, I knew it. There was a trap, a big one. Old fox, you dare to trick us. At this moment, not only the people who had come to watch the ceremony, but also Lin Rei's own people were stunned. They did not know what was going on, but they knew that Lin Rei was full of energy and his aura was extremely strong. He had not been injured at all. Ha ha ha, everyone, I'm sorry. I've made a fool of myself. Looking at the Xuanzong sect disciples standing motionless in the distance, Lin Rei's eyes were full of disappointment. Humph, I wanted to give you a chance, but you did not repent. You did not step forward bravely at such a critical moment for the sect. It seems that you are the best in the sect. Destroy them. Boom. Lin Rei's words frightened everyone. What do you mean by exterminate them? There are more than 10,000 people in Ivory City. Do you think you can exterminate them just like that? Lin Rei, who said this, also felt very comfortable. After all, they had been together for such a long time. However, their decision made Lin Rei feel even worse and even more unforgivable. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Suddenly, the sound of something breaking through the air could be heard. A huge force was approaching. The disciples of the top sects were very clear about this kind of pressure. Wasn't this the pressure of an immortal emperor? However, they still felt 9 such oppressive auras. This was a huge blow to them. The great Tao made their brain capacity a little insufficient. Ah! Screams came from the side. Suddenly, more than 10,000 Xuanzong sect disciples, who had been separated, fell from the sky one by one. It was a ghastly sight. In particular, the rain of blood was even more unbelievable. Moreover, they had never seen such a scene before. There were more than 10,000 people here. Some of them had never killed so many people in their lives. At this moment, the space was like an Azura battlefield. It was not easy to get close. Some people even wanted to leave immediately. Of course, the cultivator who had injured Lin Rei was the most shocked. At this moment, his soul had left the 9 heavens. When he thought of his previous actions, he couldn't help but want to slap himself a few times. However, it was too late for regrets now. Hee, kid, you didn't go easy on him. Just as Kuei Yang was thinking about the battle with Lin Rei, a familiar voice sounded in his ear. Just as he was about to turn around, he felt his neck move. Then, he fell from the sky, unconscious. At this moment, Lin Rei disappeared from the spot with a teleport and returned to where he was supposed to be. In just an instant, the cultivator at the early immortal monarch realm was killed. Moreover, no one was alerted. He was killed silently. Everyone from the Kunlun immortal sect who came here felt even more fear. They were very clear on this point in their hearts. However, even if they wanted to go back on their words, Lin Li has already said that it was impossible. Lin Rei remembered all of this in his heart. Lin Rei would make them pay for their actions one by one. At this moment, Jian Wudi and Zhu Tiantong were dumbfounded when they saw the 9 immortal emperors. The thing that they were worried about had turned out to be this. At the same time, they were very regretful. At the same time, they were very glad that they didn't do anything stupid. However, what they didn't know was that even though they weren't blacklisted by Lin Rei, they had completely lost the trust of Lin Rei. Therefore, they were no different from the people of the Kunlun immortal sect. Even if their sons were in the upper echelons of the Xuanzong sect, Lin Rei would still kill them as long as they did something that harmed the Xuanzong sect. At this moment, the screams at the side were gradually decreasing. Even though they were immortal emperors, they still had some reservations when they killed tens of thousands of people. After all, their hearts were made of flesh. It was impossible for them to have a heart of stone. Blurg. 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 This scene made the people who came to watch the ceremony bend over and vomit. Their faces were as pale as paper. Even though they often killed people, who could bear to see so many people die in front of them? Ah. Lin. Sect leader Lin, you're not the leader of a sect. You're so decisive in killing. What's more, I didn't expect you to set up a trap to clean up the traitors in the sect and those who aren't determined enough. You're indeed the leader of a sect. I'm really responsible for this. However, don't you think that these tens of thousands of lives are a little cruel and deviant? At this moment, a young man with a jade-like face and sword-like eyebrows came to Lin Rei's side and spoke to him. Lin Rei knew that these people wanted to persuade him not to kill more people. However, they knew many secrets of the Xuanzong sect. In order to prevent more people from the Xuanzong sect from being in danger and to ensure their safety after he left, Lin Rei could only do this. Alright, even though I don't know who you are, this is a family matter of the Xuanzong sect. Please don't interfere. If I hear you say another word about them, you won't be able to leave this place today. At this point, Lin Li had made his intentions clear. He had to kill these people. If they tried to stop him, they would have to pay with their lives. This kid's methods aren't righteous. He's vicious and ruthless. His temperament is even more brutal. This kind of person can't be righteous. He's a devil, a devil. Just as the two of them were confronting each other, a deranged voice could be heard. Below them, a cultivator who had been scared out of his wits was roaring furiously. It wasn't just them. Even the higher-ups of the Xuanzong sect felt that Lin Rei's actions were a little cruel. However, they believed that Lin Rei had his own reasons for doing so. Lin Rei had his own reasons for doing so. They trusted Lin Rei, 100%. They were even more certain of Lin Rei's temperament. Therefore, they didn't stop him from continuing. Ah. There were still screams, but they were so faint that they couldn't be heard. At this moment, most of the traitors of the Xuanzong sect had been killed by the immortal emperor. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei retracted his gaze. He was cautious and indifferent. There wasn't a trace of sympathy, pity, or even guilt. People of the demonic Tao should be killed by righteous people. If this evil thief lives for one more day, who knows how many more people in this world will die for him? At this moment, Lin Rei didn't say anything. Instead, he laughed when he saw them shouting at him. Ha ha ha, a bunch of fools. You don't see the current situation clearly. You have to remember that you are now in the territory of Lin Rei, the Nine Heavens Xuanzong sect. If you can't understand this, I really don't know how your master taught you. I think it's better if you all turn to my sect and let me teach you. Wouldn't that be better? You. This sentence didn't sound like anything on the surface, but it was obvious that he was insulting their sect and insulting them. They glared at Lin Rei fiercely. There was not a moment and they didn't want to immediately tear Lin Rei to pieces. However, they didn't have the ability to do so. They didn't have the ability or the strength to do so under the protection of 9 immortal emperors. Finally, when Lin Rei and the others were talking, the 9 immortal emperors returned to Lin Rei's side. They knelt on the ground and reporting to sect leader, "We were fortunate enough to not disappoint you." When the crowd heard this, they looked at the place where the massacre took place. At this moment, there were no corpses, no blood mist, and nothing else besides the smell of blood that couldn't be dispersed. Sigh. Over 10,000 people were killed just like that. Sect leader Lin is really not simple. It seems that there will be one more place to go in the future. At this moment, although the people who came to watch the ceremony were very angry, they didn't dare to say anything. After all, this was the other party's territory. If it was their own territory, there was no need to say anything. They would directly start a war. Sect leader Lin, look, we have watched the ceremony. Can you let us leave? There are still many things waiting for us to do in the sect. Yes, sect leader Lin. Yes, sect leader Lin has no use here. Why don't you let us leave? Slowly, one by one, they began to resign to Lin Rei. Lin Rei could see that they were afraid. When they looked at him with fear in their eyes, he knew that this move was very effective. However, it was a pity for those traitors. Lin Rei didn't regret. He didn't regret doing all this. This was because quality was more important than quantity. This was what Lin Rei wanted. Since everyone has this intention, then I don't need to force anything. However, the Karakoram Immortal Clan and the sects that provoked the Xuanzong sect before have to stay. The rest of the people who have nothing to do with it can leave. I won't interfere. What do you think? Chapter 389. What? No way, absolutely not, that's right. How can you do this? At this moment, the people who heard Lin Rei's words instantly became unwilling. Why? Thank you, sect leader Lin. Since sect leader Lin has said so, we'll take our leave first. Among them, no one had insulted Linley, the profound sect, or anyone else. In fact, they hadn't even spoken a single word. When they all stepped forward, it was clear that they were all from top-tier sects, empires, and great clans. Simply put, the others were unwilling. They knew very well in their hearts that Linley's previous methods were clear to them. Therefore, they were terrified. They were afraid. They couldn't stay, because as long as they stayed, they wouldn't be able to escape death. At the same time, they were very regretful. They regretted their previous insults. It was too late now. Everything was too late. Good. You are all people from the top sects, empires, or families. Sure enough, you are all very powerful. Since you didn't insult me, I won't dare to say anything more. As he spoke, he took out a token and threw it to an immortal emperor next to him. He said, "Go open the door for them and let them out. Remember, if anything happens on the way, don't hold back. Kill them directly. Understand?" Lin Rei was still worried about the disciples of the top sections. After all, people's hearts could never be seen through. Who knew if they had other ideas? Yes, I'll do it right away. The immortal emperor who received the order took the token and then led the people who could leave towards the entrance. No, we have to leave too. Yes, we have to leave too. Looking at the people who could leave, the people who had already broken down in their hearts couldn't bear it anymore. They directly led the people and rushed out. However, they could succeed. Obviously, they couldn't. The moment they rushed out, they were directly surrounded by the remaining 8 immortal emperors. Do you really think my Xuanzong sect is a pushover? You think you can come and insult us as you please? What do you think my place is? Angry. Lin Rei was really angry. Previously, when they insulted and wanted to carve up the Xuanzong sect, Lin Rei was already angry. However, he didn't clean up the sect at that time, so he restrained himself. However, now that everything was over, Lin Rei didn't need to endure anymore. His bestial nature was completely unrestrained. I won't kill you. The fact that you were able to come here means that most of you are the treasures of your sections. Therefore, write a letter to your respective sects and ask them to bring the corresponding items, such as heavenly materials and earthly treasures, immortal artifacts, medicinal pills, some of your precious cultivation methods and dharma spells, or some other crystals that can be used to refine immortal artifacts. In any case, I won't refuse anything that can redeem your lives. However, you have to remember that I will set the price for your lives. If the things that you send over don't satisfy me, you know the consequences. The moment Lin Rei finished speaking, everyone quieted down. They were no longer as manic as before, nor did they have the urge to rush out with all their might. At this moment, they began to consider Lin Rei's request. However, they felt helpless about Lin Rei's request. At the same time, they had a new view of Lin Rei in their hearts. In the beginning, he was a weakling who pretended to be a pig to eat a tiger. Later, he became a demon who killed without batting an eyelid. Now, he had become a person who only cared about profits. They were very confused about Lin Rei's various changes. Which one was Lin Rei's most genuine character? How about it? Do you agree? If you agree, I believe that you all have something to send messages to your sections. However, you have to be quick. I'm not sure about my temper. If I go back on my words, TSK, then your lives will be. I've thought it through. I'm willing to use my sect's black water in exchange for my life. Hiss. Everyone was stunned. Black water was a very precious thing. It was very useful in refining fairy weapons. Moreover, every drop of it was very precious. As a heaven-grade equipment refiner, Lin Rei certainly knew how precious black water was. Therefore, Lin Rei was very satisfied with this person's answer. Good. Hurry up and send the message. I hope they'll hurry up. I'm also willing. I'll use my sect's heaven crystal in exchange for my life. Hiss. This was a rare treasure. This was an excellent item that was comparable to an immortal artifact. Lin Li wouldn't refuse a treasure like this. Good. Is there anyone else? My time is very precious. If there's no one else, then No. No, I'm willing. I'm willing. I'm also willing. Me too, me too. In an instant, one after another, 2, 3, 4 people reported their treasures in exchange for their lives. There were treasures for refining weapons, cultivation methods, fairy weapons, and alchemy. There were all kinds of treasures. How could Lin Rei not have time for this? There were not many people in the sect. Now, many of them had died. Therefore, he had to get something that could improve the sect's collective strength as soon as possible. Only in this way could he protect the sect and the people. Good. Dark Group, stay here and watch them. I'll leave 2 immortal emperors here. If they do anything untoward, don't ask for my permission. Just kill them without mercy. Lin Rei could not stay here. Then, he passed the power of life and death to the Black Shadow. After leaving 2 immortal emperors here, Lin Rei left with the crowd. Thank you for your trust, sect leader. I'll definitely complete the task given by you. Farewell, sect leader. After the sect leader and the others left, the Black Shadow and his men surrounded them. The 2 immortal emperors sat down cross-legged and started to cultivate subconsciously. In this way, they could clearly sense the things in the outside world. At the same time, it would not be easy for them to go mad. At this moment, in the main hall, Lin Rei sat on the main seat and looked at the crowd. Lin Rei said indifferently, "Everyone, you know the situation of the sect. I'm not familiar with how outstanding they are. But at the very least, I don't want to see what happened today a second time. Tens of thousands of people hesitated when the sect was in danger. Some of them did not even intend to take action. The sect can't keep such people. At this point, there was silence. No one refuted because Lin Rei was right. They had nothing to say. Alas, that's enough. You guys are always like this. Now that so many people have died, you guys should take a look and see whose department is short of people. When I go out, I'll bring back some disciples with good spiritual roots. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the crowd was stunned. What did he mean? Was he going out again? Chapter 390. Everyone wondered why Lin Rei was doing this, but they didn't dare to ask. They could only speculate in their hearts. Master, you're not going out again, are you? As soon as these words were spoken, many people turned to look at Lin Wanyu. They were cautious and full of admiration. Lin Wanyu was stunned by their strange expressions. She didn't know why they were doing this. That's right. I'm going out this time to fulfill my wish for the Cullen clan and help them return to the elven race. Thud. As soon as Linley finished speaking, Cullen, who had been waiting below, knelt down on the ground, a look of gratitude on his face as he spoke to Linley. Thank you, Master. Thank you. These 4 words were enough to summarize 1,000 words. There was no need for the master and disciple to say anything else. Get up. This is what I promised. Curran rose to his feet, respectfully standing to one side. His eyes were filled with gratitude, and for a moment, Linley didn't know what to say. But Sect Master, the sect has just officially entered the sect and you're not here. What should we do? The higher-ups couldn't bear it any longer and hurriedly spoke up to stop him. Regarding this, Linley understood their intentions. However, the sect belonged to everyone, and he couldn't possibly watch over it forever. Thus, no matter what they said, Linley was definitely going to make this trip. All right. You don't have to say any more. Now that the sect is showing off its abilities, the surrounding sects are all on guard against us. They might even do something even worse. From now on, all disciples of the sect must not mention the name of the sect. Otherwise, we'll kill them without mercy. Yes, we'll follow Sect Master's orders. They agreed with this order. After all, they had just offended most of the sects in the immortal realm. So they agreed with Lin Rei's warning. All right, you can all leave. Honglian stays. Hurry and find out how many people you're missing. After we go out, I'll bring some back for you. Yes, we'll follow Sect Master's orders. We'll take our leave now. As he spoke, everyone, aside from Red Lotus, whom Linley had named, walked out, closing the door to the main hall behind them. Bam! The door was shut tight. At this moment, only the 2 of them were left in the main hall. Silence. There was only silence in the main hall. It was as though no one wanted to break the silence. After a long time, Lin Rei couldn't help but speak first. Why are you in the immortal realm? And why are you with that group of people? Honglian knelt on the ground and answered Lin Rei's question with a face full of regret. Back then, I was at the peak of the immortal realm. Well, when I left, I was already at the peak of the Mahayana realm. But soon, I broke through to the earthly immortal realm and ascended to the immortal realm. However, when I arrived at the immortal realm, I had nowhere to go, so I could only find a place to practice. I joined a local sect. Maybe because I was reborn, my practice speed was very fast. Just like that, 100 years later, I became what I am now. At that time, I heard that there was a sect called the Xian sect. At that time, I concluded that young master had also come to the immortal realm. Then, I heard the news and I was reborn. After that, Lin Rei didn't know what to say, so he didn't say anything. Lin Rei had already said that they didn't owe each other anything. Okay, since you have a place to stay in the immortal realm, then leave. Previously, when we were in Tianxian, we already said that we don't owe each other anything. So, from now on, let's treat it as if we don't know each other." After saying that, Lin Rei seemed to have used up all his strength. His body didn't have any strength to sit on the throne. Although his eyes were firm, it was obvious that his eyes were red and tears were welling up in his eyes. Young master, I. Honglian wanted to make a final struggle after hearing Lin Rei's words. However, she knew that once Lin Rei made a decision, there was no changing it. She knelt on the ground for a long time. Finally, her eyes were lifeless. She stood up weakly and walked out. Looking at Red Lotus back, Linley's heart was filled with pain. Towards this, Linley didn't say anything. After watching Honglian disappear, Lin Rei stood up and returned to his room at the back of the main hall. He lay down on the bed and fell asleep. "Bastards, Xuanzong sect, you're really ruthless. You actually made me use my sect's most precious treasure to exchange for my son's life." At this time, not far from Tianxiong, in a palace on a high mountain, a man was furious after seeing his son's call for help. He was trembling all over, but there was nothing he could do. In the end, he could only be angry. "Humph, just you wait. My things aren't that easy to take." A ruthless light flashed in his eyes. His face was ferocious, terrifying and chilling. This scene didn't just happen here. It happened everywhere in the immortal realm. After receiving the call for help, they all had the same reaction. However, in the end, they all brought their sect's treasures to the Xuanzong sect in exchange for their son or disciple. More than a month had passed since the Xuanzong sect celebration. During this time, Tianxiong didn't return to its usual calm. Instead, it became livelier than before. For more than a month, people came to the Xuanzong sect one after another. Before entering, there was only one person. After coming out, there would be 2 or more people. Moreover, everyone's face was full of anger. They looked as if they couldn't wait to destroy the Xuanzong sect. As the saying goes, one family is happy while the other is sad. At this moment, in the main hall of the Xuanzong sect, Lin Rei was sitting on the main seat with a smile on his face. He seemed to be very happy. Not bad. I didn't expect that this time. Not only did we make a show of strength, but we also made a small gain. Hearing this, Lin Wanyu and the others, who were sitting on the lower seats, twitched their mouths and their eyelids twitched. This is not a small gain. This is a big gain, okay? This was what everyone thought. However, could they say this out loud? Of course not. Well, they have all taken their people. Then I have nothing else to do. This time, I will leave Tianxiong's sect and go to various places in the immortal realm to find the fairy tribe. The affairs of the sect will be left to Jean Ling. You have to help her. At this moment, Lin Rei said what was on his mind. For a moment, everyone was stunned. However, Lin Rei's decision was right. Yes, we will follow the orders of the sect leader. Oh, by the way, this time, I will take 2 celestial emperors with me. As for the others, let them guard the sect. They are not allowed to appear unless there is a crisis. Seeing that no one was willing to reply, Linley didn't say anything else. Since the matter had already been resolved, and he had already given his orders, Linley chose 2 immortal emperors, then swaggered off. Only the higher-ups of the Xuanzong sect in the main hall were still in a daze. Chapter 391. Lin Rei's departure did not affect the image of the Xuanzong sect much. Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi were busy with their own duties, while the others were busy with their own affairs. As for Jian Wudi and Zhu Tiantong, after knowing that Lin Rei had left, they stayed for a few days and then left separately. However, Jian Lian insisted on staying, so Jian Feng had no choice but to report it to Jean Ling. Jean Ling certainly agreed to such a thing. Therefore, Jian Lian lived in Lin Rei's space legitimately. Jing Shao and Wan Yunduo did not. They stayed in Tianxiong Xuanzong Sect. It seemed that they had no intention of leaving. Regarding this, no one could do anything about it. After all, they could not drive them away. Therefore, in the end, Jing Shao and Wan Yunduo stayed in Xuanzong Sect. As for Jean Ling, after knowing that her husband had left alone, she was angry for a long time. However, although she was angry, she did not neglect the task given to her by Lin Rei. Everything was back to normal. All the disciples had learned their lesson from this incident. All the disciples had to go to the mission hall to accept tasks every day and then receive cultivation resources for a period of time. Everyone was the same. Whether they were personal disciples or others, the treatment was the same. There was no special treatment. If they did not work, they would not get anything. This was the rule set by Lin Rei. Therefore, all of them had to abide by it. In the immortal realm, the news of the Xuanzong sect spread for a while. Then, it faded out of people's sight. However, in the eyes of all the sects in the immortal realm, the Xuanzong sect was a place that they could not go to. Because they had seen the Xuanzong sect killing people and the strength of the Xuanzong sect with their own eyes. However, the higher-ups of all the sects were very attentive at this time. At the same time, they were also very afraid. At the edge of the central region. At this time, Lin Rei, who had left the sect, had arrived at the central region. I didn't expect the immortal spiritual qi to be so dense when we just entered the central region. However, it's a good thing that our sect is in the Sky Dome. Otherwise, would really want to move our sect here. At this moment, the two immortal emperors who followed Lin Rei out nodded after hearing Lin Rei's words and didn't do anything else. Regarding this, Lin Rei felt very helpless. At the same time, there was nothing he could do. Who asked him to make the wrong choice? He had chosen two taciturn people. After a month, Lin Rei kept on inquiring about where the elves lived. Finally, at a tavern called Heavenly Origin, he found out that the elves lived in the westernmost part of the central region, the Elven Forest. The Fairy Forest was a forbidden area in the west of the central region. Apart from those who knew the fairy clan and their own clansmen, anyone who entered would die. No one was an exception. The entire celestial realm was helpless about this. At the beginning, there were some restaurants and places to stay. However, later on, not to mention restaurants, there was nothing left. It was a miserable life. Finally, after a month, Lin Rei set foot in the central region. Let's go and see if there's a city or something in front. I haven't eaten meat and drank wine for a long time. My mouth is about to explode. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at the lush forest around him. For a moment, he pulled himself together and walked forward quickly for the sake of drinking wine and eating meat. At the same time, he kept complaining about the boredom of the journey. Behind him, the two immortal emperors who followed him felt very helpless when they heard the words of their own sect. Whoosh! 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 Three sounds broke through the air. Lin Rei and the two immortal emperors instantly disappeared on the spot. There was no need to doubt Lin Rei's speed. After flying for a while, a medium-sized city appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. For a moment, his face lit up with joy. Ha ha ha, I knew it. No matter what, the central region was still a vast land with abundant resources. How could there be no cities? In an instant, after seeing the city, Lin Rei's wine worm in his stomach could no longer hold back. Let's go, let's enter the city. After deciding to enter the city, he found a deserted place and landed on the ground. Then, he brought his followers to the city gate tower. When he looked up at the signboard above his head, the three words Dawn Moon City entered his eyes. Dawn Moon City, this name is simply amazing. Then, he led them into the city. Along the way, there were no obstructions. Regarding this, Lin Rei was very gratified. At least, it was not like the previous few cities. They had to wait for him to show his strength before they were willing to let him pass. Lin Rei thought that there were not many people in this borderland. However, Lin Rei was wrong. The moment he entered the city, Lin Rei was stunned. There were not many people in this place. In fact, there were many people. There were so many that Lin Li almost couldn't believe his eyes. However, although there were people, everyone's faces were filled with pain and helplessness. There were even women who were sitting on the roadside, tears streaming down their faces. Lin Rei was even more confused by this scene. Every place in the immortal realm had its own customs. Therefore, Lin Rei divided this scene into different customs and did not pay much attention to it. Instead, he walked forward and looked for a restaurant. This was the only reason he came here. Whoosh. 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 This is... Suddenly, a gust of cold wind blew. Lin Rei felt a trace of strangeness. At the same time, it made Lin Rei feel a strong interest in this place. It seems that you're not bad. You can actually feel what that thing is. You're really worthy of being trained by my little dragon. Not bad, not bad. Just when Lin Rei was still not sure, the little dragon's voice came. Suddenly, Lin Rei realized his previous imagination. Suddenly, his eyes widened. He looked as if he could not believe it, could not believe it. How is this possible? This is the immortal realm. How can there be devil chi? Moreover, there seems to be something strange here. At this moment, Lin Rei knew that his doubts could only be explained by the system's little dragon. Therefore, Lin Rei did not argue and asked directly. However, even if Lin Rei asked, the little dragon might not necessarily submit. Sure enough, the little dragon's answer made Lin Rei want to beat someone up. I can't tell you the whole story. I can only say that this is devil chi. You guessed it right. But other than that, you'll have to investigate the rest by yourself. The moment it finished speaking, the little dragon's voice disappeared. Lin Rei stood there in a daze, thinking. His eyebrows were tightly knitted, and he did not look very good. In response, the two celestial emperors behind him hurried forward and asked in a concerned tone, "Young master, what's troubling you? Can you tell us? We might be able to help you." Hearing the two's words, Lin Li woke up from his own world and said with a worried expression, "Just now, I felt a trace of demonic energy." What, devil chi? Chapter 392. Yes, that's right. It's the demonic chi. I can still distinguish it. So, we have to stay here for a few more days. Maybe we can meet something interesting. Listening to their master's words, the two immortal emperors' faces showed a dignified expression, as if something bad was going to happen. Suddenly, Lin Rei also became nervous. At first, he was not nervous, but the atmosphere became more and more tense. Lin Rei did not know what to do. Hey, I say, enough. Isn't it just the demonic chi? What's the big deal? Look at you all making a fuss about nothing. At this time, Lin Rei did not understand. Wasn't it just the demonic chi in the immortal realm? What's the big deal? He also had the demonic chi. He did not feel that there was anything wrong. Alas, young master, I'm afraid you still don't know the whole story. Let's find a place and sit down. We will tell you the ins and outs of this matter slowly. As he spoke, Lin Li began to walk forward. Naturally, the other two followed behind him. Soon, Lin Rei came to his family's restaurant, the Dawn Moon Restaurant. The restaurant was quite big, but there was no one. Moreover, there was a group of people who looked like thugs at the door. Looking at the people at the door, Lin Rei did not care. He lifted his foot and wanted to go inside. However, when he reached the door, he was stopped by a group of thugs behind the door. Hey, are you all blind? Our young master is eating inside. You all want to go in? Do you want to be killed? The words of the thugs stabbed Lin Rei's heart. They touched the reverse scale that he had always wanted to protect. Therefore, for the group of people in front of him, they were already on Lin Rei's death list. "Oh, who is your young master?" "I don't know him, and I don't want to know him. Hurry up and get out of my way, otherwise." At this point, a vicious glint flashed in his eyes. All the thugs guarding the door trembled and immediately went over. Plop, 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 they all fell to the ground. Suddenly, this scene attracted the attention of the surrounding people. "Child, hurry up and leave. The person inside is the young master of the Bai family, one of the 3 great families in Xiaoya City. He's not someone to be trifled with. You're still young. Hurry up and leave. Perhaps you'll still have a chance." At this moment, a guard came forward and tried to dissuade Lin Rei. However, what puzzled Lin Rei was that no matter how domineering the people inside were, it wasn't to the extent that everyone would be afraid of them. Sensing that something was wrong, Lin Rei couldn't help but ask the old man in front of him curiously, "Excuse me, why are you so afraid of the people inside? Even the 3 great clans wouldn't be so afraid." "Ah, run." As soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding people acted as if Lin Rei's words were a curse. She hurriedly ran over while screaming. Seeing this, Lin Rei felt helpless. It didn't seem like a big deal. Wasn't it just a question? Sigh. "Young master, you may not know this, but this place is called Xiaoya City. It belongs to the Yale Kingdom. However, our place is too remote after all, so they don't care much about it." Just like that, the 3 great clans became the overlords of Xiaoya City. They're a nightmare to the people of Xiaoya City, and it's the kind of nightmare that we can never wake up from. At this point, the old man's body began to tremble violently. The fear in his eyes seemed to be innate and had already integrated into the old man's bones. It was as if he couldn't pull it out. "Alright, let's talk about the next few years in detail. I'd like to hear what kind of strong people there are in this small Xiaoya city." At this moment, Lin Rei, full of interest, led his subordinates and the old man into the restaurant. At this moment, there was no one in the restaurant. Apart from the waiter at the bar, there was no one else in sight. "Boss, give it to us. Bring out the best food you have here, and the best wine, bring it out for me." This sentence stunned the waiter. He didn't expect that there would still be people coming in to eat at this time, and among them was an old acquaintance, the old stubborn from the eastern city. For a moment, the waiter was so angry that he hurriedly walked out and said to the old man who came in with Lin Rei, "Old stubborn, do you want to die? Don't you know who's been here these years? Hurry up and leave. Your family is waiting for you to feed them." Although he was angry, his tone was full of concern. In this regard, Lin Rei's previous image of the waiter improved. I. The old stubborn wanted to say something, but before he could say anything, he was stopped by Lin Rei and ordered. "Alright, you don't have to worry about it. Find me a place by the window. It doesn't need to be big, just enough to sit the 3 of us. Bring out the best wine and dishes, don't worry too much." With that, he threw a top-grade spiritual stone to the waiter and asked him to prepare it. Alas. Well, but don't blame me for not counting you. Today, the other one is not in a good mood. You have to be careful. The waiter didn't say anything more and went to the back to ask the chef to cook. At this time, Lin Rei happened to have the opportunity to ask the old man about the distance. "Alas, young master, you may not know that although we seem to be in a city, we're actually close to each other. We're the efforts of being locked up. If the master is unhappy, we'll be miserable. Do you see the group of guards at the city gate? Well, I see. What's wrong?" Listening to the old man's words, Lin Rei didn't know why he was talking about himself. Why did he mention the guards at the gate? To put it nicely, they are guards. In other words, they are here to prevent us from escaping. At this moment, Lin Rei finally understood what he meant. He didn't expect the 3 families to be so crazy. Alas! The three big clans have been here for thousands of years. Our city has always been under the control of the three big clans. They kill, burn, rape, and plunder. There's nothing they won't do. However, if they see a beautiful girl in the city, they will kidnap her or threaten her family to send her to them. Otherwise, their whole family will die. At this time, after hearing the old man's words, Lin Rei was extremely angry. Not only Lin Rei, but also the two celestial emperors. They had never seen such a thing. It was simply too crazy. It was hard to believe that such a thing could happen in this world. Alas! It's been thousands of years. We've given up. Moreover, I heard that the Bai family is a branch of the Bai family in the central region. Therefore, I hope that all the people who come here will leave after hearing the news. No one dares to ask about this matter. Finally, the old man finished talking about the things in his heart. His whole body relaxed a lot. It was a good thing to speak out the words that had been in his heart for many years. Otherwise, sooner or later, he would be suffocated. Okay, don't worry. Everything will be fine. At this moment, Lin Rei could only comfort the old man. As for the three families, they had been blacklisted in Lin Rei's heart. It was only a matter of time before they were exterminated. Dong dong. Dong dong. Suddenly, there was a sound of stairs. At this moment, after hearing the sound, the old man trembled violently. His face was full of fear. At this time, after a middle-aged man came down the stairs, his body was swaying. It was obvious that he was drunk. You bunch of ants, eating at the same table as this young master in a restaurant really disgusts this young master to death. Hurry up and get out of this young master's sight. Otherwise, your whole family will die. The men will die, and the women, will be XXX. Hearing that person's words, Lin Rei's lips curled up slightly. A trace of an evil smile appeared on his face, and his killing intent leaked out uncontrollably. Those who touch my reverse scale will die. Yes, I understand, young master. As soon as Lin Rei finished speaking, an immortal emperor next to him understood tacitly. He stood up and walked towards the young master of the so-called family. Bam, crack. Ah. The sound of bones breaking came from the middle-aged man's arm, accompanied by a scream. Suddenly, the middle-aged man sobered up. Ah. You. Who are you? Don't you know that I'm the eldest son of the Bai family in Xiaoyi City? You. Bam. Crack. Another sound of bones breaking. The middle-aged man who claimed to be the young master of the Bai family immediately shut his mouth. Bam, crack. Plop. The middle-aged man knelt down in front of Lin Rei. At this moment, the middle-aged man couldn't help but threaten him. News. I'm the son of Bai Xiaoxiong, the head of the Bai family. Moreover, our Bai family is a branch of the Bai family in the central region. Aren't you afraid that the Bai family? Bam, crack. Bam's legs were broken by the immortal emperors brought by Lin Rei. At this moment, Bam knew that he had met a tough opponent today. News. If you let me go, we'll call it even. I won't report you, as long as you let me go. At this moment, Bam, who was forced to kneel on the ground, began to admit defeat. However, this was simply a joke to Lin Rei. Coming. Suddenly, a voice broke the high imitation. The young man who had entered the back of the bar came back with a plate of fragrant meat in his hand. However, the moment he saw Bai Yinzi, the plate fell to the ground with a clang. The meat on the plate fell to the ground. Immediately, the young man was so frightened that he knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. Young master, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It's all. Well, it's okay. You can go and get more. Lin Rei felt helpless about the young man's actions. It seemed that the young man was used to being curious. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't say anything more and let him leave. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you, young master. Chapter 393. After the waiter left, Lin Rei turned his attention to Bai Yin, who was kneeling on the ground. Lin Rei wanted to slap him to death. However, Lin Rei did not do so because he had a better idea. Lin Rei had a better idea. Stubborn old man, don't you hate him? Today, I'll make the decision for you. You can vent your anger however you want. You can even kill him. The old man was moved by Lin Rei's words. However, when he thought that the person in front of him would leave sooner or later, he did not move. Instead, he sat on the ground obediently. The fear in his eyes was self-evident. Looking at the old man who hadn't made a move yet, Linley pondered for a moment, then quickly understood what was going on. Wang Kuei, go and capture everyone in this so-called Bai family. Remember, all of them. Don't hurt them. Bring them all to the restaurant. Yes, young master. Hearing Linley's order, Wang Kuei hurriedly stood up and responded with a face full of excitement. When his companion had taught Silver a lesson, he had already lost control. Now that he had received the order, how could he not be excited? He was more than happy to make this trip to deal with such a lowly creature. As soon as he finished speaking, Wang Kuei disappeared from everyone's sight. Everyone who saw this scene was stunned. Especially when he heard Lin Rei say that he wanted to capture everyone in the Bai family and bring them to the restaurant. The old man thought that he had heard wrongly. The moment Wang Kuei disappeared, he thought that maybe it was true. However, the old man didn't have much hope. However, Bai Yin, who was kneeling on the ground, didn't think the same way. When he saw Wang Kuei disappear, he felt that something was wrong. A bad feeling rushed to his head. At this moment, Wang Kuei arrived in the sky above a big house in the center of Xiaoyi City. He released his divine sense and immediately, all the people and things in the Bai family appeared in his mind. This included the place hundreds of miles underground. He did not even let go of a corner. At this moment, there were more than 100 people in the Bai family. The most powerful cultivator was a golden immortal of the great all-embracing heaven. Wang Kuei's lips curled into a disdainful smile. Sigh, to be able to dominate a city with this level of cultivation, I'm really drunk. Without wasting any time, his body disappeared in the air and instantly rushed into the Bai clan. With immortal Emperor Wang Kuei's strength, it was simply too easy to annihilate them. In less than a minute, the 100+ people were all suspended in the air by his immortal chi. Senior, may I, 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 have offended you? At this moment, a middle-aged man wrapped in immortal chi asked Wang Kuei with a puzzled expression. In the end, it ended helplessly, but the speaker didn't give up. Senior, I'm Bai Xiaoxiong from the Bai family, a branch of the Bai family in the central region. Could you please? You're too talkative. If you dare to say another word, I'll kill all of you right here and now. Everyone in the Bai clan, including the head of the Bai clan, immediately shut their mouths. They didn't even dare to breathe loudly, for fear that they would provoke this person and be killed. In less than 3 minutes, Wang Kuei led the Bai clan into the restaurant. Fortunately, the restaurant was big enough. Otherwise, it might be able to accommodate them. Reporting to young master, 121 members of the Bai clan, including the 122 members, are all here, except for the bastards. Well done. After hearing Wang Kuei's report, Lin Rei nodded. However, the other immortal emperor beside him, Wang Wen, didn't look happy. If it were me, it wouldn't take so long to complete it. You. Looking at the two people bickering, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. This was obviously very interesting, but why didn't they even say a word on the way here? Lin Rei felt helpless about this. Alright, stop messing around. After saying this to them, Lin Rei turned to the Bai clan. Looking at the old and young, including children and women, he looked at them expressionlessly. Stubborn old man, if you want to vent your anger, just vent it. Vent it however you want. There's no need to think too much. They won't retaliate. Boom. Lin Rei released the pressure of an early-stage immortal lord instantly. Over 100 members of the Bai clan were crushed by the pressure released by Lin Rei and fell to the ground. How? How did this happen? When did so many powerful beings appear in the waning moon city? How? Looking at Lin Rei and the others, Bai Xiaoxiong didn't know if he should call it unfortunate or unlucky. In short, he knew that his family couldn't escape this calamity. They should know that they had to hand over their men to the city. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Thank you. Thank you, young master. Looking at this scene, Bai Xiaoxiong believed it completely. He smiled brightly and tears flowed out of his eyes. This wasn't fear, but excitement. He was too excited. He had imagined this scene countless times in his mind, and today, it finally came true. It's nothing. I'm very grateful to you for speaking up for justice before. Lin Rei had a good impression of the old man, so he did these things. However, he couldn't bear to see a group of practitioners bullying some ordinary people. Therefore, there was no need for the old man to thank him at all. After thanking him, the old man stood up and came to Bai Xiaoxiong, whose limbs were broken. The hatred on his face made him look ferocious. Like a wild beast, he bit Bai Xiaoxiong. Ah! A scream came out of Bai Xiaoxiong's mouth. At this time, a piece of flesh was bitten off from Bai Xiaoxiong's shoulder. His mouth was full of blood, which was terrifying. Even Lin Rei, who killed people without blinking, felt a cold wind blowing on his back. Ah! My son! My son! At this time, Bai Xiaoxiong, who was lying behind, saw that his son was hurt like this. For a moment, he began to struggle. However, for a golden immortal of the great all-embracing heaven, how could he break free from Lin Rei, who was an immortal lord? Slap, slap, slap. Suddenly, there was a series of slapping sounds. At this moment, the old man began to go crazy. He held Bai Xiaoxiong's face and slapped him again and again. As he slapped, he said with conviction, "Devil, you are all devils. Why did you come to my Xiaoya city? Why did you treat my people as beasts? Why did you give my daughter to you, you devil, you bastard?" The old man's words were not particularly loud. However, as a cultivator, how could Linli not hear them? Seeing the look on the old man's face, Linli did nothing to stop him. Even if the members of the Bai family were to be cut into 1,000 pieces, they would not be able to endure even 1/10,000th of the pain. As for Bai Xiaoxiong, he struggled on the ground as if he had gone crazy. However, in the end, it was still useless. He could only waste his strength. Young master, can I also?" At this time, a weak and almost inaudible voice came into his ears. After hearing it, Lin Rei turned around and saw that it was the young man at the bar. Seeing the look on his face, Lin Li immediately knew what he was thinking. Go. Yes, thank you, young master. In an instant, the young man at the bar rushed up and began to madly retaliate. Lin Rei had no sympathy for this situation. Go and tie up all the people of the other two families. Seal their cultivation and throw them in a wide place. All the people of Xiaoya City who have been wronged will go there to vent their hatred. It's up to them whether they want to kill or scrape. At this time, looking at the young man, Lin Rei knew that the other two families were not so good. Therefore, Lin Rei made up his mind to help Xiaoya City. Yes, young master, we obey. Whoosh, whoosh. After receiving the order, the two left Lin Rei's side and went to do the task given by Lin Rei. Xiaoya City would always remember this day in the future. It was the day when Xiaoya City broke away from the past. Today was the turning point for Xiaoya City. As for the person who had done them the greatest kindness, it was Linli, who had helped them. In their hearts, aside from Linli, they didn't recognize anyone else. Linli was quite certain of Wang Kuei and Wang Wen's ability to get things done. Thus, not long afterwards, all of the people of Dawnmoon City gathered in an empty area in the eastern part of the city. They began to recollect the humiliation they had suffered for 1,000 years, as well as 1,000 years of hatred. However, in Xiaoya restaurant, Baiyin had been tortured to death by the old man. More than half of Kai's family had died. As for the rest, they had all fainted without seeing this scene. Plop. At this moment, the old man and the young man came before Lin Rei and knelt on the ground, kowtowing to Lin Rei with gratitude. Thank you, young noble, for giving us this opportunity. No matter what happens in the future, we won't regret it. Hearing their words, Lin Rei smiled. They didn't know about Lin Rei's previous order to Wang Kuei and Wang Wen. Don't worry, your waning moon city is safe from now on. No one will bully you anymore. The people of the other two clans have already been tortured to death by the entire city in the open space of the eastern city. These words caused the old man and the young man to sit on the ground with tears in their eyes. What shocked Lin Rei even more was that they were tears of blood. Father has avenged you, don't worry. After hearing the old man's words, everyone became silent and didn't say anything. Time quickly passed and the old man recovered from his sorrow. At this moment, his spirit was much better. His previous decadence was swept away as if he was a different person. As the saying goes, people are in high spirits during happy events. It was probably because the martial arts clans were destroyed and they were all freed. Okay, your viciousness has been resolved, so there is no point in keeping these people alive. Just as he finished speaking, a huge flaming tiger appeared and swallowed everyone on the ground, regardless of whether they were alive or dead. Chapter 394. Plop. At this moment, the flaming tiger suddenly appeared and threw the stubborn old man and the young man to the ground. Their faces were full of shock and fear, and their legs were trembling. Cold sweat overflowed from their foreheads and flowed down freely, drenching their clothes. His entire body was plastered to the two of them. Seeing this, Linli couldn't help but feel panic for them. Hee, okay, don't be afraid. It's my mount. It won't hurt you. Looking at the red flaming tiger that he had not summoned for a long time, its cultivation had already reached the golden immortal realm. He had to admit that it was very hard-working. Master, you haven't looked for me for a long time. I thought you had forgotten about me. At this time, after eating the people of the Bai family, the flaming tiger turned around and complained to Lin Rei. Its eyes were full of pity. Suddenly, Lin Rei felt guilty. At this moment, the flaming tiger's body wasn't very big. It was about the size of the restaurant, which was just right. Seeing this, Linli hurriedly made it smaller, so small that it wouldn't affect others. Oh, no, how could I forget about you? I was so busy recently that I forgot about you. Okay, come quickly. You just ate so much, be careful of malnutrition. Whoosh. Hearing Lin Rei's call, the flaming tiger came directly to Lin Rei's side. Then, it crawled under Lin Rei's feet and wanted to lick Lin Rei's ankle. Don't, I just ate so many people. The innermost part is full of flesh. If you lick me like this, I'll have to change my clothes. Knowing little tiger's habit, Lin Rei quickly stopped it. He did not want to change his clothes for no reason. I know. After saying this, it lay on the ground, speechless. At this time, the stubborn old man and the young man stood up from the ground. They were very respectful, and their faces were full of awe. Hee, that's enough. Just take it that I'm still the person you wanted to remind. Also, hurry up and serve the dishes. No one will disturb us now. Looking at Old Stubborn and Old Stubborn, Linley said something to the two of them. Old Stubborn obediently sat down, while the young man at the bar, upon hearing Linley's words, walked in with an awkward look on his face. At the same time, he muttered in his heart, This ground is covered in blood, and he killed so many people before. How can he eat this? He didn't feel it when he was killing people, but now that he thought about it, his stomach began to churn, and the urge to vomit grew stronger and stronger. In the end, he couldn't help but vomit at the back of the restaurant. Lin Ray was very clear about the actions of the bartender. Seeing this situation, Lin Ray just smiled and didn't say anything. Young master, thank you for helping our Waning Moon City deal with the 3 great clans. We will forever remember this kindness in our hearts. We will also tell our future generations to remember young master's saving grace. Listening to Old Stubborn's thanks, Lin Ray was already tired of hearing it. He quickly stopped him and said, Alas. I already said no need, and you're still like this. If you continue like this, I will leave immediately. Saving you was just a coincidence. Besides, this kind of thing, any cultivator would do it. So, no need to thank me. At this point, Old Stubborn didn't say any more words of thanks. He already treated Lin Ray's orders as his own life. Right, I don't understand. Born in the immortal world, even if they are not particularly powerful, they should have cultivation. Why is it that in this Waning Moon City, only the 3 great clans have cultivators, and the others? After entering Waning Moon City, Lin Ray found that basically all the people here were ordinary people. They didn't have any cultivation, and they didn't even have a trace of spiritual root. However, only the 3 great clans had cultivators, which made Lin Ray very puzzled. Lin Ray still had a good understanding of the immortal world. In the immortal world, even if an ordinary person was born with spiritual root, Lin Ray's understanding of this place was very different. Of course, although Lin Ray knew that there were ordinary people in the immortal world, and there were quite a few of them, to say that this city was full of ordinary people, and only the 3 great clans were cultivators, Lin Ray found it hard to believe. At the same time, it also didn't make sense. Alas. Old Stubborn, who was sitting next to him, was also very puzzled after hearing Lin Ray's question. However, he still told him the problem here. Young master, there's something you don't know. Old Stubborn's face was full of sadness as he said, All of us here are ordinary people, and the 3 great clans were all established when they moved in from the outside world. The natives of Waning Moon City, who were born and raised here, don't have any spiritual root at birth. They don't have it at birth? Lin Ray asked doubtfully towards Old Stubborn's words. It was reasonable to say that ordinary people would have a trace of spiritual root at birth, not to mention spiritual root, which should be formed in the mother's womb. However, Old Stubborn was very different from Lin Ray's understanding. Looking at Lin Ray's doubtful face, Old Stubborn knew that he didn't believe it, so he explained, It's true. I don't know why, but we've been like this for thousands of years. I heard from the old ancestors that many strong people had appeared here before, but thousands of years ago, it became like this. Our spiritual root were all stripped away, as if we were cursed. Regarding this, all the people of Waning Moon City are very helpless. Moreover, we've also asked a few experts to take a look, but they didn't know the reason either. Listening to Old Stubborn's explanation, in addition to Old Stubborn's serious face, Lin Ray knew that this matter should be true. However, Lin Ray still couldn't understand. There were tens of thousands of people in the city, how could there not be a single person with spiritual root? Even if they didn't have spiritual root, having spiritual root was also fine, but there wasn't a single one here. As the saying goes, there must be a demon when things are abnormal. Inside, there must be something fishy that Lin Ray didn't know, but Lin Ray still didn't know. AI, alright. At this point, Lin Ray didn't have any more questions to ask. It had been like this for thousands of years. Perhaps it was really like what Old Stubborn said, it was possible that there was some kind of curse here. If that really was the case, then Linley really wouldn't be able to help even if he wanted to. If it was just a minor illness, Linley might be able to cure it. But Linley had never heard of a curse before. We greet Sect Master. Your task has been completed. At this moment, there are no cultivators left in Waning Moon City except for us. The 3 clans have all been destroyed. Suddenly, a quiet voice appeared, startling Old Stubborn, who was sitting on his seat and causing him to fall down from his seat. The big movement made Lin Ray want to laugh, but he was too embarrassed to do so. Alright, you guys also sit down, I understand. While Lin Ray and Old Stubborn were talking, the young man at the bar had already served the dishes one after another. There were dishes and wine. Looking at the dishes on the table, Lin Ray couldn't help but eat. At this moment, Lin Ray didn't have the image of a master from before. Even Wang Kuei and Wang Wen were the same. They didn't have the demeanor and elegance of an immortal emperor. The way they ate was extremely ugly. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for completing the hidden task of destroying the 3 clans in Waning Moon City. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Heaven-Raising Palm, a mid-grade zone realm palm technique. This palm technique has a total of 3 moves. The first move is the Heaven-Raising Palm, the second move is the Earth-Shaking Palm, and the third move is the God-Destroying Palm. Each move is 3 times as powerful as the previous one. If the level is high enough, it can even destroy the God-Destroying Palm. The sudden happiness made Lin Ray a little unprepared. Lin Ray didn't know that his unintentional action could actually complete the hidden task, and the task reward was a Zone Realm Palm technique. If he learned it, then... Thinking of this, Lin Ray began to fantasize. The large piece of meat and wine in his hand stopped in the air. This action made everyone else stunned. At this time, Lin Ray was like a fool. He stared blankly in front of him and smiled foolishly. For a moment, no one could figure out what was going on. How could he suddenly become like this? There was no advance warning. Damn, what's going on? How did the young master become like this? After seeing Lin Ray's appearance, Wang Kuei panicked and didn't know what to do. Wang Wen was the same as Wang Kuei. Except for panic, he didn't dare to do anything else. They just kept looking at Lin Ray. At this moment, they were not in the mood to eat. Everyone was very worried, including the flaming tiger lying on the ground. However, they didn't know that Lin Ray was in a very good mood at this time. Ding dong, discovered the Heaven-Raising Palm, a mid-grade zone realm palm technique. I don't know if the host wants to learn the first move, Heaven-Raising Palm. Oh, this is too fast. I can learn the first move just like this? At this time, listening to the system's voice, Lin Ray still couldn't believe it. If it was in the past, without a month of reference, Lin Ray wouldn't be able to figure out the way. Now, the system had been upgraded and it was so convenient. Learn it, hurry up. For such a fierce martial technique, Lin Ray couldn't wait. Lin Ray couldn't wait to get a few more of such martial techniques. Hee, this kid, do you think that a zone realm palm technique is a cabbage on the roadside? A few more? You really dare to say that? The little dragon's voice didn't make Lin Ray feel strange. Therefore, the moment the little dragon appeared, Lin Ray didn't feel any discomfort. This was because Lin Ray knew that there were only 3 reasons why the little dragon came out. First, it came out to bicker with him. Second, he was in trouble. Third, it was something he couldn't solve. Of course, the second and third reasons were similar. There was no need to delve into it. Looking at the little dragon's current state, Lin Ray couldn't see why the little dragon came out this time. Ding dong, learning Sky Raising Palm. Host, please wait. Listening to the system's words, Lin Rei ignored it. After all, it was just an emotionless electronic synthesized voice. However, it wasn't the same for the little dragon. Say it, you didn't come out just to bicker with me, did you? As soon as he said this, a smile appeared on the little dragon's face. However, after the smile, it immediately became serious. It was as if the little dragon's personality had changed. Lin Rei also put away his smile and listened seriously to what the little dragon was going to say next. Weren't you very puzzled as to why the original residents of Xiaoya City didn't have any spiritual roots and spirituality? You know. Listening to the little dragon's words, Lin Rei immediately became interested. The little dragon's words were very confident. He even forgot about the sky-raising palm that he was learning. He looked at the little dragon curiously, waiting for his explanation. Oh, actually it's nothing. Didn't you feel a trace of devil chi here before? The more the little dragon spoke, the more puzzled Lin Rei became. What did the people here have to do with devil chi? This was a little too far off. Hee, don't doubt it, kid. This place has been eroded by the devil chi for thousands of years. The reason why no one here has spirituality and spiritual roots is because their ancestors have been eroded by the devil chi for generations. Let me ask you, if that's the case, will their children still have spiritual roots and spirituality? At this moment, the little dragon's words were like an atomic bomb in Lin Rei's mind. This amount of information was a little too much for him to accept. It was too much. Little dragon, are you sure that everyone in Xiaoya City has devil chi? Chapter 395. Lin Rei believed the little dragon's words very much, but this matter was too much. This was the immortal realm. A city of people was corroded by the devil chi, but they were still able to survive in the immortal realm. This Lin Rei did not know what to do. Yes, I'm sure. Moreover, they are no longer considered people of the immortal realm. Their ancestors were corroded by the devil chi and then gave birth to them. It can be said that they already belong to the devil clan. And the reason why they can survive in the immortal realm is because they have both the immortal and devil physiques. This is also why they don't have spiritual roots. The little dragon's explanation was very clear. Lin Rei also understood it very well. However, regarding this matter, no one in Xiaoya City was aware of it. This really made Lin Rei speechless. Then tell me, why can't others see it? Logically speaking, there are people of the devil clan in the immortal realm. Others should be able to sense it. Why can they survive here for thousands of years? Lin Li was even more confused about this. According to what stubborn old man had said before, he had invited some powerful beings to help them take a look. However, why didn't they dislike this place being corroded by the demonic chi, and instead allowed them to continue living here? Listening to Lin Rei's question, Lin Rei impatiently explained. I don't know about this. I'm only responsible for answering you. You don't need to know the rest. As for what happens next, it's up to you. After speaking, the little dragon did not speak again, leaving Lin Rei alone to make a decision. He did not know what to do. At this moment, the people outside saw Lin Rei like this and could not help but call out, young master, young master. Lin Rei, who was in deep thought, was awakened by Wang Kuei's voice. After waking up, he realized the previous situation and immediately felt embarrassed. It's nothing. You guys continue to eat, continue to eat. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei no longer had the mood to eat. When he thought about how the people in the city were all demons, Lin Rei didn't know how to explain it to the stubborn old man. Of course, this kind of information naturally couldn't be spread out. If anyone in the outside world knew about it, they would definitely send people to annihilate them. This was what Lin Rei didn't want to see. Thinking back to the demonic aura he had sensed when he had entered the city, Linley decided that he wanted to find out what exactly this place was for demonic aura to leak out. Logically speaking, the entrance to the demonic realm should be at the border of the Star River. Moreover, it was sealed by a boundary and guarded by powerful cultivators. It should not have been leaked. So why was there demonic chi here? Regarding this, Lin Rei was puzzled. In any case, after entering Dawn Moon City, Lin Rei felt that everything was wrong, but he just couldn't figure out what was wrong. After making up his mind, Lin Rei returned to his senses and continued to eat. The meal was quickly finished. Immediately, he asked the waiter to open 3 rooms for Lin Rei and the others to stay in. At this time, Lin Rei was ready and only waited for the sky to turn dark. At this moment, the people of Dawn Moon City were crazy with joy. After bullying and humiliating them for so long, now that they were free, anyone would hold a banquet for a few months. At this time, they took out all the previous things from house to house, burned them, and replaced them with new things. Everything ended here and had nothing to do with the past. The stubborn old man was also among them. After finishing his meal with Lin Rei, he left and went home. At this time, Dawn Moon City was very lively. Lin Rei, who was sitting in the room of Dawn Moon Restaurant, sat cross-legged and began to close his eyes to rest, waiting for the arrival of night. Then, he looked around to see if there was any place near Dawn Moon City that could leak demonic chi. Soon, the day passed and night fell. But it was strange. Lin Rei had seen all the previous actions in Dawn Moon City. But now, not to mention lively, there was not even a single person in the streets and alleys. It was empty. It was like an empty city. The silence made people a little scared and panicked. Hiss, what's going on? Why is it like this? Maybe it's because of the demonic chi's activity at night. Don't you feel that the demonic chi in your body is beginning to stir? At this moment, the little dragon's voice suddenly came. Lin Rei hurriedly looked inside. Sure enough, the demonic chi of the demonic / began to stir, as if something was summoning it. *CK, what should I do? Although Lin Rei was not afraid of all kinds of spiritual chi, he was still a little scared. Looking at Lin Rei's appearance, the little dragon laughed. Its face was full of ridicule for Lin Rei. Suddenly, Lin Rei was unhappy. Okay, it's just a little scared. What's the big deal? While speaking, Lin Rei, who was originally full of righteousness, softened at the end. There's no need. As long as you release the demonic chi of the demonic / and feel better, where does this demonic chi come from? Then, you can follow it and find out. Remember, the 2 celestial artifacts that are following you can't follow you. They themselves are practicing celestial arts. The demonic chi is corrosive spiritual chi. So, you know. At this point, he believed that even if he did not say it, Lin Rei would know. Okay, I know. After speaking, Lin Rei teleported and arrived on the street. This time, the little dragon did not disappear. Instead, it kept following Lin Rei. Feel with your heart. At the same time, you have to judge according to the direction of the demonic chi in your body. With the little dragon's reminder and Lin Rei's careful study, Lin Rei's divine sense soon sensed that the demonic chi came from the open land in the East City. Not bad, it's fast. Since you found it, let's hurry over. After the little dragon finished speaking, Lin Rei teleported toward the East City. After a while, Lin Rei appeared in the sky above the open land. At this time, Lin Rei saw a very spectacular scene. At this time, a large amount of demonic chi was seeping out from the open land under his feet. The amount was so large that Lin Rei could not believe it. What's going on? Why is there a large amount of demonic chi here? According to what you said, this demonic chi appeared 1,000 years ago. Why is there so much here? Of course, only the little dragon could answer this question full of doubts. However, the little dragon did not give the answer Lin Rei wanted this time. I've explained everything to you. What are you doing? You're asking for my time again. It's better to go down and see what's going on. Anyway, you already have the strength of an immortal master. Ordinary practitioners can't hurt you. You. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was furious. He originally thought that the little dragon would help him to the end, but he did not expect it to give up here. Suddenly, Lin Rei was both happy and angry with the little dragon. Okay. If you don't say it, don't tell me I don't know. He was angry, but most of it was because Lin Rei wanted to do so. Otherwise, he would not have come back to this place. With a swoosh, Lin Rei, who had finished speaking, plunged into the ground. The demonic chi was released and wrapped around Lin Rei. Then, Lin Rei slowly found that the demonic chi was thicker and purer as he went down. Lin Rei was even more curious about this. Lin Rei, if this time is not fake, there should be a devil's den underground. It is a devil's den left behind from ancient times. Moreover, it is a devil's den that has been sealed. However, with the passage of time, the seal became weaker and weaker. 1,000 years ago, a small hole was broken in the seal. That's why it became what it is today. After the little dragon, who had followed him, felt this aura, his face was full of ecstasy. However, Lin Rei was very puzzled. Lin Rei was very unfamiliar with the Devil's Den. Devil's Den? What is a Devil's Den? Moreover, it is sealed. What seal? A lot of questions were asked. The little dragon did not know which one to answer. However, after thinking about it, he answered according to his own words. Devil's Den is something that exists in both the immortal world and the devil world. Although it is called a devil's den, it is actually a place where there are many devil race and beast race. Generally, after the appearance of a devil's den, as long as a disciple enters the trial, it can be said that it is really rapid. At this point, the little dragon's whole body trembled with excitement. His eyes emitted green light as he looked at Lin Rei. The corner of his mouth revealed an evil smile. Suddenly, Lin Rei felt a cold wind blowing on his back. He had a bad premonition. TSK, how should I put it? Lin Rei, why is your luck so good? Why is it that wherever you go, you will find secret realms, devil's den, all kinds of heaven and earth treasures? At this moment, the little dragon looked at Lin Rei with a strange expression. However, what he said was not wrong. How long has it been since he came to the immortal world? At first, it was the secret realm of the ancient capital. Then, it was the Sky Dome. Randomly coming to the most desolate border area, he could come across such a good place for trial. It was hard not to be suspicious. Looking at the little dragon's various expressions, for a moment, Lin Rei felt very uncomfortable. He said to the little dragon in an indifferent tone. Well, let's not talk about other things. We haven't entered it yet. Who knows if it is empty or not? It is too early to say these things. We will know when we really enter it. After saying that, Lin Rei sped up and rushed down. The devil chi became purer and purer. Not long after, a space appeared in front of Lin Rei. The demonic aura was leaking out from the space he was in. Seeing the dense demonic aura rush out, Lin Li didn't change it. At this moment, in front of him, there was an entrance. Traces of demonic aura were leaking out from that entrance. Damn, it is really a devil's den. However, it doesn't look like the level is very good. There are a lot of good things inside. Do you want to go in and take a look? At this moment, Xiaolong's words caused Lin Li to be somewhat tempted. Lin Li didn't care if he was a devil or an immortal, as long as he could use something that could increase his cultivation, that was enough. Besides, he had the devouring heaven spell. Why would he be afraid? Lin Rei, who was full of hesitation, hesitated for a while. Then, he agreed with a determined look in his eyes. Go in, why not? It is too slow to improve my cultivation now. Maybe I can find a way to break through to the middle stage. If that is the case, it will not be a waste of time to come here. Hee, I knew you would go in. Looking at the little dragon's smile and eyes full of confidence, the two suddenly laughed. Ha ha ha, good, then go in. For the Devil's Den, which already had an entrance, Lin Rei did not need the little dragon's help at all. Mighty Sky Palm, the first move, Mighty Sky Palm. Suddenly, he used the first move of the Mighty Sky Palm that he had just learned. Suddenly, a shocking palm print appeared, and the pressure was strong. It directly hit the entrance of the Devil's Den. Bang. Rip. Lin Rei did not need to know that the Grandmaster Realm was worthy of being called a Grandmaster Realm. This palm was not even comparable to the Emperor Realm's best cultivation method. Chapter 396. Linley's heavens-raising palm had opened up an entrance that was large enough for him to enter. Boom! Once the opening appeared, the devil chi originally appeared from the palm-sized opening. But now, the opening was as tall as a person. It could be imagined that the devil chi was not the same as before. Damn, what should I do, little dragon? Looking at the devil chi squeezing out of the pupa, Lin Rei was dumbfounded for a moment. He did not expect it to be like this. Haha. At this time, the little dragon was at the side, gloating at everything that happened. The smile on his face was unavoidable. Seeing the little dragon's appearance, Lin Rei really wanted to rush up and give him a punch. However, in order to stop the devil chi from leaking out, Lin Rei could only submit to the little dragon. As the saying goes, those who take advantage of others have soft lips. Since he was asking for help, he had to lower his stance. However, Lin Rei seemed to have forgotten at this moment that he himself was an emperor-level array master. Any array he set up could stop it. Perhaps he was disappointed, or perhaps he did not think of it in his panic. Okay, but it's still the old rules. Hearing Xiaolong's words, Linley's face darkened and he rolled his eyes. Then, he nodded in agreement. Okay. In fact, the old rules for the little dragon were exchange points and reputation points. There was nothing else. Seal. Lin Rei did not see how the little dragon learned at all. Suddenly, a golden light was emitted from the little dragon's hand and directly imprinted on the previously broken boundary. The result was obvious. As soon as the seal took effect, all the devil chi was immediately stopped. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was relieved. However, what Lin Rei didn't know was that when he broke the seal and the demonic chi rushed out, Wang Kuei and Wang Wen, who were in the Waning Moon restaurant, felt the shocking demonic chi. They rushed out of the room and arrived at the source of the demonic chi. It wasn't just Wang Kuei and his companion, but also cultivators who weren't willing to leave Dawn Moon City. They quickly rushed over when they sensed the demonic chi. However, when they arrived and were about to investigate, the demonic chi dissipated as if it had never appeared. F***CK, what's going on? Are you playing with us? At this moment, the two middle-aged men who had arrived from afar spoke in a displeased manner. However, Wang Kuei and Wang Chang, who had arrived before them, prepared to leave when they saw that the demonic chi had dissipated. Hey, wait! A discordant voice, one that Wang Kuei did not want to hear, rang out. Wang Kuei and the other man immediately stopped. His tone was full of arrogance as he said to Wang Kuei and the other man, "Hey, you two, tell us about the situation here." Hearing their words, Wang Kuei and the other man turned around. One of them looked extremely wretched, while the other had sharp teeth that made people uncomfortable. Wang Kuei immediately lost the urge to talk to them. Without saying a word, Wang Kuei turned around and flew toward the Waning Moon restaurant with Wang Wen. However, there were really people who dared to stop them. "Hey, boy, we're disciples of the Bai family in the central region. If you want to live, stop right where you are and don't move, or else. Oh, or else what? At this moment, Wang Kuei seemed to have heard something very interesting. Hearing their words, Wang Kuei couldn't help but recall that the Bai family in Dawn Moon City had said the same thing today. Then, Wang Kuei and the other man continued to fly forward with disdain. When the people behind them saw that Wang Kuei and the other man didn't listen to their orders and weren't afraid even after mentioning the Bai family, they immediately thought that the other party was just pretending. So, they chased after them and attacked them. Humph, you refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. I'm a direct descendant of the Bai family. How dare you treat us like this? Go to hell. With that, the self-proclaimed direct descendant of the Bai family raised his sword and stabbed at Wang Kuei. As the saying goes, if you can fight, try not to force. As Confucius said, if you learn, you can practice. If you take a brick, use all your strength, until you're dead. Since the other party attacked, there was no need for Wang Kuei to stay in office. Originally, he wanted to let them go, but now, with Lin Rei's order, Wang Kuei couldn't bear it anymore. With a whoosh, Wang Kuei disappeared from where he was. When he reappeared, he was behind the two men, each of his hands grabbing one of their necks. He said to them with a murderous look on his face. People say don't be cheap, but you keep coming here to be cheap. I killed a branch of your Bai family before, but I didn't expect you people to be so shameless. You're forcing a duck to a perch and courting death. No. The sudden change caught the two of them off guard, but they already had a chance. When they realized that the situation was not right, they were about to beg for mercy. Gotcha! Wang Kuei exerted force with both hands, and broke the necks of the two men. Then, he threw them to the ground. Let's go. At this time, Wang Wen, who didn't make a move, said to Wang Kuei when he saw that the two of them were dead. Then, he disappeared from where he was. Haha. Looking at Wang Wen's action, Wang Kuei smiled and didn't say anything. Then, he teleported and followed. F***ck, what have I been doing for the past few years? Why is it so disgusting? At this time, in the demon's den, Lin Rei looked at the rotten things around him and couldn't help but retch. Originally, Lin Rei thought that he wouldn't be able to escape after the little dragon sealed the entrance of the cave. However, after hearing the little dragon's words, he closed his eyes and rushed forward into the demon's den. However, no one expected that the entrance of the demon's den would be a cliff. As expected, Lin Rei fell down directly. Fortunately, Lin Rei's body was strong and the cliff wasn't very high. Therefore, Lin Rei wasn't injured. However, what disgusted Lin Rei was that he fell into a pile of rotten corpses. A viscous liquid was squeezed between Linley's palms. Instantly, Linley was so disgusted that he rolled his eyes in disgust. If it weren't for the little dragon's call, he probably wouldn't have woken up. Ha ha ha, Lin Rei, I didn't expect you to faint from disgust. I'm really convinced, ha ha ha. Being ridiculed by the little dragon was unavoidable. Therefore, Lin Rei could only endure it. However, when he thought of how he fell into a pile of rotten corpses, Lin Rei's stomach churned. Fortunately, he didn't eat anything at night. However, Lin Rei was puzzled. This place had been sealed for many years. Why were there still rotten corpses here? Moreover, judging from their appearance and body shape, they were still human. This was what puzzled Lin Rei. This is nothing. There's devil chi and some other spiritual chi here. Therefore, those who die here won't turn into bones. Instead, they'll turn into zombies or something else. At this time, knowing that Lin Rei was puzzled, the little dragon quickly jumped out and explained to Lin Rei in a tone full of pride. Humph. Looking at the little dragon, Lin Rei snorted coldly and walked into the depths. Along the way, Lin Rei saw a lot of novel things. However, Lin Rei didn't see any of the devil clan species or zombies that the little dragon mentioned. Other than the strong smell of rot, there was nothing else. However, the little dragon, who was following at the side, also felt very strange. Slowly, as Lin Rei and the little dragon walked deeper and deeper, the little dragon's face became more and more embarrassed. Hiss, is this really a devil's den without anything? But that shouldn't be the case. If it's empty, why is there still a seal at the entrance of the devil's den? At this time, the little dragon muttered in his heart. Perhaps sometimes, he doubted his own decision. However, soon, the little dragon believed that there was definitely something in these few years. It was just that Lin Rei hadn't discovered it yet. After making up his mind, the little dragon took the lead and walked in front of Lin Rei, leading Lin Rei all the way to the front. However, the deeper they went, the more disappointed Lin Li became. Along the way, it wasn't as dangerous as Xiaolong had described. There wasn't even a single demonic beast or anything else. There wasn't even a single living thing. Slowly, Lin Rei lost confidence in this place. However, seeing the little dragon still persistently walking deeper, for some reason, seeing the little dragon's appearance, Lin Rei also walked down. Awoo. Suddenly, after walking very deep again, finally, a roar-like sound entered the ears of Lin Rei and the little dragon. In an instant, the little dragon's face showed excitement and joy. In his heart, he confirmed his previous deduction. Hee, sure enough, there's something. Listening to the beast's roar getting closer and closer, Lin Rei's heart was very depressed. For a moment, Lin Rei really wanted to see that thing immediately and use it to vent his anger. Awoo. Awoo. The sound was getting closer and closer. Suddenly, a zombie that he had only seen on TV appeared in front of Lin Rei. Looking at it, Lin Rei was a little dazed. Although he believed in cultivation, he had never seen something like this since he started cultivating. However, the zombie at this time was different from what he imagined. It was not as realistic as it was on TV. On the contrary, it was a little handsome. Damn, Lin Rei, what are you thinking? This is a ferocious zombie. You should be careful. Although it can't hurt you, you must remember that this thing is evil beyond the 6 Tao. You should be careful when dealing with it. Although he knew that this thing could not hurt Lin Rei, he still had to remind him. Okay. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei felt warm in his heart. He immediately nodded and agreed. In an instant, the martial emperor divine spear appeared in his hand. Swish. A ray of light flashed on the martial emperor divine spear. Looking at the long spear in his hand that had been upgraded to the divine level, he could not help but feel a little excited. Come on, fight with me. Whoosh. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the martial emperor divine spear trembled violently, as if it was responding to his willingness. Well, today, let's fight to our heart's content. With a whoosh, Lin Rei, holding the martial emperor divine spear, disappeared in an instant. When he reappeared, he was already behind the ferocious zombie. Go to hell. Poof. Without any warning, the spear directly pierced through the ferocious zombie's head. Suddenly, an unbearable stench flowed out from the martial emperor divine spear. Lin Rei had never smelled such a stench in his life. Even the rotten corpse's stench was not as bad as this. Awoo. Awoo. The ferocious zombie that was thought to be dead was not. In an instant, the ferocious zombie howled twice and escaped from the control of Lin Rei's martial emperor divine spear. It then fled into the depths. Seeing this, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. He did not expect that the thing that was hurt by the divine weapon was still alive and had a hole in its head. Looking at Lin Rei's incredulous expression, the little dragon could not help but comfort him. I told you that it was a ferocious zombie, a species beyond the 6 Tao. You are still so careless. Unless you burn it to ashes, otherwise, TSK. Chapter 397. F***CK, why didn't you say so earlier? Why did you have to make me look bad before making sarcastic remarks here? I really want to shoot you too. At this time, listening to the little dragon's belated speech, Lin Rei really did not know whether to laugh or cry. If he had said this before killing the zombie, it was estimated that the zombie would have been dead by now. Now, he had lost a lot of face. As the saying goes, a fall into the pit, a gain in your wit. This was the only time he made a mistake. If he encountered such a thing in the future, he would know. Yes, it's my fault. Knowing that Lin Rei was angry because of the previous incident, the little dragon quickly moved his thin body closer to Lin Rei's side and said with an, "I know I was wrong," expression. "Actually, I wanted to tell you before, but before I finished, you had already attacked. This is too much, I have to blame you for not listening to my words. However, a great man does not bear grudges against a petty person. I won't argue with you." You. Hearing how Xiaolong was unable to defend himself, but was still able to confidently state that he was right, Linley was completely speechless at this moment. "Okay, you're really good, I won't talk to you anymore." He did not want to see the little dragon's shameless face again, so he reorganized his mood and quickly chased into the depths of the cave, in order to wash away his shame and destroy the zombie that had slipped away from his hands. At the same time, he also did not want the little dragon to be by his side, reminding him of this matter and mocking him at the same time. "Oh, this heart, it's really..." Looking at the angry Lin Rei rushing into the depths of the devil's den, the little dragon, who was still outside, showed a happy smile on his face. "Humph, there will be better things waiting for you in 1,000 years, I hope you can live happily." At this point, the happy smile on his face suddenly turned into a sinister smile. If Lin Rei was here and saw the little dragon's expression, he would definitely be more careful and vigilant. He wouldn't be like now, directly rushing in without a care for the consequences. Xiao, in an instant, seeing Lin Rei's departing figure, the little dragon hurriedly chased after him to prevent Lin Rei from encountering any mishaps. In the core hall of a sect in the center of the central region, a middle-aged man wearing a gorgeous brocade robe and a flat imperial crown was glaring angrily at He Zi, who was kneeling before him. "Humph, it's been so many years, but you can't even find a single person. Tell me, what else can you people from the Dark Shadow Division do? Did I raise you to be a freeloader?" His words were as cold as ice, chilling to the bone. After the black-clothed man kneeling below heard these words, his entire body began to tremble violently. The muscles on his face also twitched irregularly, as if he was twitching. His eyes were filled with terror, fear, worry, and gloominess. His voice was trembling as he spoke, making it difficult for others to hear him clearly. "Sect. Sect Master, it's your subordinate's fault." "Humph, fault? You want me to let you go just because of a fault? That's too easy for you. Why don't you go to the dragon cave and experience it?" As soon as these words were spoken, the man kneeling on the ground instantly rolled his eyes and fainted on the ground. Even though he was unconscious, his body was still twitching non-stop. Useless things. If I knew you guys were so useless, I might as well have just killed you." Looking at the unconscious man under the blanket, the middle-aged man wearing the flat imperial crown calmed down a little. "All right, wake up." As he spoke, the middle-aged man waved his hand, and a stream of immortal chi left his hand and entered the unconscious man's body. "Ah." With a groan, the unconscious man slowly opened his eyes. Then, he seemed to have thought of something, and his eyes suddenly froze. Immediately, he collapsed on the ground again. At this moment, he was even more terrified. I was wrong. Sect Master, please forgive me." Looking at the black-clothed man, the middle-aged man sighed and said, "All right, since you didn't find it, then so be it. However, I can give you another chance. If you mess up again, I will let you have a taste of the dragon cave. Do you remember?" Yes, I remember." "Sect Master, please give the order. I will not return until I complete the task." As soon as these words were spoken, the man's face was filled with determination. He stopped moving and listened seriously. Not bad. Now, I want you to go and discuss with a few other fellow Taoists and see how we should deal with this mysterious sect. Originally, it was enough that the immortal world only had 5 major sections. Now that another one has forcefully squeezed in, let them think about it. If they come to a decision, just let them reply to me. Phew. After hearing the sect master's words, the man heaved a sigh of relief. It was as if this task was simple. Yes, I will do it now. I will not disgrace the reputation of the Qingkuan sect. You may leave. After speaking, the sect master didn't look at the black-clothed man anymore. He turned around and closed his eyes to think. Whoosh. The black-clothed man gave the order and disappeared from the main hall. At this moment, the sect master of the Qingkuan sect, who had his eyes closed, curled his lips into a playful smile. His eyes were filled with disdain. How dare a small Xuanzong sect like you try to break the balance of the immortal realm? What wishful thinking. I will let you know how many eyes this Ma Wangye has. As he spoke, his tone was cold and emotionless. It was as if these people had already given up on love. It was extremely frightening. Let's see how I will let you escape this time. As the saying goes, I give you a chance. Since you don't know how to cherish it, don't blame me. At this moment, not too far away, Linley saw a corpse with a large hole in its head lying on the ground. He didn't know what it was doing, but when he saw this monster, he couldn't help but be enraged. He couldn't rely on anyone. You better be careful. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray didn't move. He just stared at him for a long time. Why are you staring at me? Sensing that something was wrong, the little dragon hurriedly asked Lin Ray, who had been staring at him for a long time. His face was filled with questions. I want to see if there is anyone behind you who wants to say something. If something goes wrong and you don't admit it, what should I do then? With a thud sound, as soon as Linley finished speaking, Xiaolong, who had been hovering in midair, fell to the ground. His face was filled with black lines, and he felt utterly helpless. Don't worry. There is nothing else to say. You can go now. After confirming that the little dragon had nothing to say, Lin Ray instantly changed. The martial emperor divine spear in his hand exuded the pressure of a divine weapon. A cold light flashed at the tip of the spear. The martial emperor divine spear trembled as if it was very happy at this moment. You are happy when you kill someone. Alas. I really don't know if this is good or bad. After saying that, Lin Ray had already arrived at the corpse lying on the ground. Die for me. Rumble. Linley stretched out his hand, and a blood-red fireball appeared. Spiritually, it pulsed within Linley's palm, as though it was a living creature with intelligence. Sensing the cold, insidious aura beneath its feet, the mirage bloodfire instantly charged upwards. Puff puff. Awoo. Awoo. Suddenly, the sound of burning followed the corpse's painful cry. At this moment, it seemed to form a movement. If someone came out again and heard this sound, they would definitely be horrified and have their hair stand on end. Slowly, the corpse's body was burned bit by the illusory spirit blood fire until it disappeared. The humiliation in Lin Ray's heart was relieved at this moment. Lin Ray, are you in a better mood now? Seeing Lin Ray's appearance, the little dragon, who had been in the distance, directly opened Lin Ray's divine thought and said to Lin Ray with a treacherous smile. Looking at the little dragon's appearance and the little dragon's tone, Lin Ray suddenly felt that the situation was a little strange. Moreover, the surrounding aura was also strange. Previously, with the strength of the corpse, why did it not rush to kill him when he approached? With so many points, he had to be careful. It's too late. After saying this sentence, the little dragon's figure disappeared. When Lin Ray heard the little dragon's words, his previous thoughts were confirmed. In an instant, Lin Rei became vigilant and looked around vigilantly. His sharp eyes swept over every movement in the surroundings. Huff huff. Huff huff. Huff huff huff. Waves of cold wind blew past his back. The wind was accompanied by a stench that came with the wind. In an instant, the moment he smelled the foul smell, Lin Rei frowned and glanced around. Suddenly, one figure after another appeared in the surroundings. F***ck. I knew it, you're not that kind. As expected, Lin Rei's thoughts came true. Looking at the increasing number of corpses around him, Lin Rei's expression became serious. Although his strength was stronger than the corpses, it was not just 1 or 2 corpses. There were at least 100 of them. No matter how powerful a person was, he would be defeated by a group of corpses. Looking at the group of corpses around him, Lin Rei suppressed the foul smell and forced himself to be tough. As the saying goes, even if you lose, don't lose your dignity. At this moment, even if you can't defeat them, you can't lose your momentum. Hee, young man, enjoy this. After killing them, you'll get a good reward. Ding dong. Mission: kill all the corpses in the Devil's Den. Reward: middle stage immortal lord. F***ck. As soon as the little dragon finished speaking, the system issued a mission to Lin Rei. At this moment, even if he did not want to fight, he had to fight to the end. Chapter 398. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that you can't replenish your immortal chi here if you run out. Although you have devil chi in your body, you can't replenish it either. Hence, it's not easy to help you level up. As soon as these words came out, Lin Li felt completely helpless. A surge of anger welled up in his heart, and his mood was extremely bad. How is this a trap? This is simply a trap. Killing zombies is one thing, but why can't I replenish my energy? Isn't this the same as letting me fight them hand to hand? When he thought of this, the hairs on Lin Li's body stood on end. At the same time, he was a little worried. Ow, standing on the spot, Lin Rei looked at the zombies rushing towards him. Without hesitation, he lifted the Martial Emperor Divine Spear, and the illusory spirit blood fire appeared at the right time. Like a small snake, it wrapped around the Martial Emperor Divine Spear. At this time, the Martial Emperor Divine Spear was already incomparably mighty, but now, it was even more demonic and moving. Poof! It pierced the head of the zombie closest to him. In an instant, the illusory spirit blood fire wrapped around it began to burn the zombie's brain. Boom! Lin Rei, who had increased his firepower, burned the zombie to ashes in an instant. But because of this, Lin Li could sense that even though he was only a demon corpse, he was using up an enormous amount of energy as well. After all, the illusory soul fire was extremely powerful. Activating it consumed a significant amount of energy. If this continued, he was afraid that after 3 days, he would not have any spiritual energy left to activate the illusory spirit blood fire. Feeling the strange seriousness of the situation, Lin Rei's face was as gloomy as water. At the same time, his heart sank. Humph, little dragon, you tricked me this time. Let's see if I don't get back at you in the future. I'll let you know that you're courting death. Poof, poof. Another critical hit and another 2 zombies left. However, there were hundreds of thousands of zombies around, densely packed like ants. It was a headache. When the F***ck is this going to end? Just like that, Lin Rei began his massacre. Although they were all dead, Lin Rei could still feel his murderous aura gradually increasing after killing them. 1 step killed 1 person, 10 steps killed 10. Basically, Lin Rei could be considered a thief that did not leave empty-handed. Every step he took, a corpse would fall without exception. The prelude to the slaughter had begun, and in the end, it didn't stop. As Lin Rei killed more and more, he didn't feel tired, didn't know whether it was day or night, and didn't even dare to blink. Even Lin Rei had never experienced something like this before. However, at this moment, Lin Rei discovered that the speed at which the zombies were growing was much faster than the speed at which he was killing them. Sensing this scene, Lin Rei's heart had already sunk to the bottom of the valley. His face was so gloomy that it could drip water, and the viciousness in his eyes continued to increase. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days later, the immortal qi was exhausted, and the illusory spirit blood fire gradually dimmed. At this moment, Lin Rei seemed to have lost his confidence. Looking at the illusory spirit blood fire that was already so weak that it could barely be seen, Lin Li had completely lost all hope. However, the ground beneath his feet was already filled with corpses, but the corpses around him were still the same as yesterday, or even worse. "Ha, husband, you must come back. I'll wait for you at home with the children. Husband, I'll always wait for you. Waiting for you is the happiest thing in my life. Father, look, I'm awesome, right? I've learned everything you told me to do in the jungle. These are the rabbits and pheasants I killed today. Father, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have left mother and fled back alone. Father, husband, father. No, I can't give up. I still have a wife and children waiting for me to come home. I can't just die here. Ah. Just as Lin Rei decided to give up and wait to be killed, the voices of his wife and children began to appear in his mind. Memories of the peaceful days he spent with his wife and children after he lost his memories kept appearing in his mind. The voices of his wife and children lingered in his ears like a magic spell, making Lin Rei regain his confidence. His strength also emerged, and he was even stronger than before. Humph, prepare to die. Although I don't have the illusory spirit blood fire or the immortal qi, my body is comparable to that of an immortal emperor. The martial emperor godly spear disappeared, and in an instant, a long sword covered in flames appeared in his hand. This long sword was the myriad law's sword that he had obtained from the auction in the crystal-clear water pavilion in ancient capital city. It was just right to restrain the evil things in front of him. Prepare to die. As he spoke, Lin Rei rushed into the crowd of zombies with the sword in his hand. He was as ethereal as an immortal, and he was fearless and indomitable. Relying on the strength of his body, without any cultivation base, he killed the zombies with the sword in his hand. As zombies that had jumped out of the 6 paths and were not in the 5 elements, they were at most in the celestial immortal realm. However, hundreds and thousands of zombies were not a joke. Slash. Suddenly, a blood-red wound appeared in Lin Li's heart. Violet blood flowed out from the wound. Hiss. Feeling the pain in his heart, Lin Rei took a deep breath and quickly raised his spirit to continue fighting. At this moment, Jean Ling, who was in the heavenly palace in the east, was talking to her disciple. Suddenly, she felt a pain in her heart, and an ominous premonition appeared. What's going on? Why does my heart hurt so much? At this moment, Jean Ling's face was pale. Her heart was in pain, and her eyes were full of uncertainty. Not only Jean Ling, but Jean En, who was buying noodles and cultivating, was also the same. His heart ached, and an ominous premonition surged in his heart. Could it be father? Thinking of something, Jean En hurriedly stood up and quickly came to the main hall of the heavenly palace. Seeing his mother's pale face, he strode forward to ask about the situation. Mother, father, he. Speaking of this, Jean Ling secretly nodded to her son, telling him not to make a fuss. And, remember, now take a few people to find your father. I feel that your father is in danger now. Although I don't know whether you can find him, you still have to try. At the same time, when you go outside, don't tell others that you are a disciple of the Xuanzong Sect. At this moment, our Xuanzong Sect is the target of the whole immortal realm, so. Well, I remember, mother, I'll go now. Jean En, who understood everything, responded and left the main hall. He found 2 cultivators at the peak of the immortal realm and left. They obeyed the young sect master of the Xuanzong Sect. Seeing her son leave, Jean Ling's pale face recovered a lot, but the panic and worry in her heart did not lessen at all. At this moment, Lin Rei, who they were worried about, was already exhausted, but he still persevered in killing the zombies. The supreme celestial artifact immortal robe on his body was soaked by the stinky blood of the zombies, which was extremely disgusting. However, there was also a good sign. At this time, the number of corpses was gradually decreasing due to his killing. Seeing this, Lin Li revealed a happy smile. Hey, finally, it's almost over. Looking at the few zombies left, Lin Rei mustered up his strength and rushed forward again with the Fire Stream 10,000 Laws sword. Although almost all the zombies were killed, Lin Rei's body was not much better at this moment. His body was covered with wounds. Even if he had a body like a supreme celestial artifact, so what? Under the attack of so many zombies, he was still covered in wounds. Puff, puff, puff. One by one, their heads were chopped off by Lin Rei. In addition, the Fire Stream 10,000 Laws sword had its own flame, so they died not long after their heads were chopped off. Puff, finally, after half a day, the head of the last zombie was chopped off by Lin Rei. Plop, regardless of whether the ground was disgusting or not, he directly lay on the ground, closed his eyes, and fell into a deep sleep. He didn't even care if there was any danger around him. That was simply instant sleep. Hee, it seems that this time the joke is too big, but fortunately, this difficulty has stopped. This is enough to prove that you are the chosen son of destiny. The little dragon, who had disappeared before, came out the moment Lin Rei fell into a deep sleep. With a gratified smile on his face, he muttered. But, after this kid wakes up, will he chase me to kill me? Thinking of Lin Rei's temper, he could imagine Lin Rei chasing after him after he woke up. For a moment, the little dragon was frightened by the scene he imagined, and then disappeared. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was sleeping soundly, unknowingly began to snore, and the sound was getting louder and louder. Kill, kill, kill. Even though Lin Rei was sleeping soundly, he did not forget the previous scene, and his hands kept waving in the air. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for completing the mission of strangling the zombies. Complete. Ding dong, reward received. Upgrade by 1 level. Do you wish to receive? Do you wish to receive? At this moment, the system's voice asked, but how could Lin Rei, who was sleeping soundly, know? Yes, ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully receiving the reward. Ding dong, congratulations to the host. Do you wish to upgrade now? Do you wish to upgrade? Yes, Lin Rei, who was sleeping soundly, had unknowingly received the reward, and even allowed it to upgrade his cultivation. Ding dong, upgrading the host's cultivation, please wait a moment. Time passed little by little, and in a short while, a terrifying aura exuded from Lin Rei's body. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully upgrading. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for reaching the middle stage of the immortal monarch realm. I hope you can continue to work hard and create more glory. Chapter 399. Phew, in the devil's den, there was no daylight, and no one knew how much time had passed. After a long time, Lin Rei, who was sound asleep, woke up. What a comfortable sleep. At this time, Lin Rei, who was lying on the ground, felt indescribably comfortable and relaxed. The exhaustion brought about by the exhaustion of the immortal qi and the exhaustion of the energy in his body had completely disappeared at this moment. However, the only thing that made Lin Rei uncomfortable was the stench of the corpse under him. This stench made Lin Rei want to die. Lin Rei, who was full of helplessness, quickly stood up. Looking at the mountains of corpses and seas of blood around him, Lin Rei was shocked. He had never thought that he could kill so many corpses. Previously, he wanted to kill them quickly and leave. He didn't expect that during the process, he would kill so many corpses that he couldn't stop. Now that he thought about it, Lin Rei's heart still palpitated. I leveled up. As he sighed with emotion, a wave of energy woke him up immediately. At the same time, he was full of doubts. Before he fainted, he was still at the early stage of the immortal monarch realm. Moreover, his celestial spiritual chi had been exhausted. However, when he woke up, he found that his cultivation had broken through. Lin Rei was very confused about this, but more than that, he was pleasantly surprised. The most reasonable explanation was that the system had given him the reward. Besides this explanation, Lin Rei couldn't think of any other explanation. Looking down at his tattered clothes, Lin Rei frowned and took off his clothes hurriedly when he saw the stench of the corpse's blood. Oh! My money! A good top-grade celestial artifact was destroyed just like that. At this time, looking at his destroyed celestial artifact, Lin Rei wanted to cry but had no tears. He was as distressed as a miser. If Lin Rei's enemies saw this, they would think that they had gone to the wrong place. They wouldn't want to believe that this was their greatest enemy. Well done. Boy, it's only been a few days, and you've recovered completely? Ugh. The little dragon's voice suddenly sounded. Lin Rei didn't know what to say, but Lin Rei could feel that the anger in his body was about to explode, and he wanted to rush forward and *ck him up. With a murderous gaze, he looked at the little dragon who had caused him so much trouble. He did not say anything and just looked at him coldly, as if he was seeking an explanation from the little dragon. This. Of course, he was well aware of Lin Rei's hatred and murderous intent. Thinking back to the moment when Lin Rei was on the verge of death, the little dragon had nothing to say. Neither of them spoke, but the little dragon could feel that the anger in Lin Rei's heart was gradually increasing. Moreover, it was becoming more and more intense, like a flame that was born with the momentum. He couldn't wait to burn him to ashes. It would be best if there wasn't even a trace of him left. Little dragon, you're really something. Finally, Lin Rei couldn't take it anymore and directly roared. His voice was so cold that the little dragon felt as if his body was frozen. Lin Rei, don't you think that this is a test for you? Look, after this, you have to work harder and pay more attention to the strength of your body. This time, you can take it as a warning of danger. Damn you. At this moment, Lin Rei found it hard to believe that the little dragon could be so shameless. Lin Rei wanted to applaud him for being so shameless. Moreover, the little dragon's sophistry made Lin Rei unable to refute, as if all this was for him. You still have the cheek to act shamelessly in front of me. Tell me, why did you trick me before? When I asked you if there was any danger, what did you say? When you said that, you were very certain and sincerely said that there was no danger. Didn't you say that you were trying to kill me? Although I didn't die and leveled up in the end, it doesn't mean that you didn't know that I was tricking me. Lin Rei was the most talkative. He was like a machine gun that couldn't be stopped, blabbering non-stop. At this moment, the little dragon was speechless after listening to Lin Rei's words. He didn't know what to say. Besides, there was nothing much to say. Regarding Lin Rei's complaints, the little dragon didn't say much or express much because this matter was indeed his fault. So, okay, I owe you this time. If there's anything you want me to do in the future, feel free to tell me. I won't hesitate to help you get it done. As soon as these words left his mouth, Lin Li immediately perked up. The resentful look on his face disappeared, and all that was left was happiness and excitement. For the little dragon, this was a huge favor. Others wouldn't be able to return it even if they wanted to. You said that no matter what it is, you'll do it for me? Yes, that's right. The uncertain Lin Rei asked for confirmation and finally gave the little dragon a definite answer. At this moment, the complaints in Lin Rei's heart about being tricked had disappeared. Even if there were, they would disappear with the passage of time. So, this time, not only did Lin Rei not suffer a loss, but he also profited from it. He was grinning from ear to ear. Are you sure you want to keep talking to me like this? The little dragon's voice sounded and Lin Rei couldn't help but look at his own body. In the blink of an eye, it was a day of naked, white, and clean bodies with wounds occasionally appearing in front of his eyes. F***ck, why didn't you say so earlier? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei realized that when he was talking to it previously, he was completely naked. He had taken off his clothes and didn't have time to change them. This time, Lin Rei's face was completely lost. With a slightly red face, Lin Rei felt very embarrassed. He quickly took out a set of top-grade immortal equipment from the system and put it on himself. The drifting cloud set that he had just changed into was completely scrapped. Regarding this, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel heartache. After all, it was a top-grade immortal equipment. Anyone would feel heartache for a while. Even in the outside world's top sects, it was impossible to casually take out a set of top-grade immortal equipment. Scrooge, I really don't know why you are such a person. You value money as much as your life. At this time, Lin Rei's scene was completely seen by the little dragon, and it was immediately disdainful. However, as soon as these words were said, Lin Rei was unwilling and immediately defended himself. You still have the nerve to say that. I am the leader of a sect, and I have tens of thousands of disciples to support. You make it sound so easy. To me, it's a very large amount of resources. It's all money. Tell me, how can I not feel heartache? At this point, Lin Rei's face was full of grievance and pity. It was as if he was the only pitiful person in the world, and everyone else was very rich. Okay. Looking at Lin Rei's appearance, the little dragon was completely speechless. Then, it disappeared from Lin Rei's sight. You're still too inexperienced to fight with me. Looking at the place where the little dragon disappeared, Lin Rei couldn't help but snort in his heart. Everything was over. Looking at the fire stream of 10,000 Law's sword that was still burning underground, Lin Rei was very grateful. If it weren't for it, he would have been here. Bending down, he grabbed the fire stream of 10,000 Law's sword. After wiping it on his hand, he put it into the storage ring. It's over. Since there are so many corpses guarding here, maybe there are even more powerful things inside. However, since there were powerful guards, there must be very precious treasures of heaven and earth. Otherwise, with so many corpses, it was enough to compete with a first-rate sect in the outside world. As the saying goes, fortune is disaster. Danger and opportunity coexist. Similarly, they were proportional. Without saying a word, Lin Rei didn't even look at the surface of this place. Then, he walked deeper into the place. Although he didn't know how many days had passed since he fainted, Lin Rei was relieved when he thought about how Wang Kuei and Wang Wen couldn't act rashly without his orders. However, what Lin Rei didn't know was that when he was in danger, his wife and son also felt it and came out to look for him. But then again, as the saying went, connected by blood, connected by heart, was absolutely true. At this moment, at the intersection between the eastern and central regions, Jin En was leading a group of people in the direction of Linley's current location. His face was full of anxiety and at the same time, he was very tired. However, when he thought of the palpitations from before, he didn't dare to stop running. He wanted to make sure that his father was safe. Only then would he dare to go back and tell his mother and not let her worry. Young master, we're sure that this is the right way to go. The sect leader didn't say where he was going, let alone which direction to go. If you go like this, will you? At this time, one of the two people following Lin Rei asked anxiously. He had been running for many days and was very anxious. However, in the end, he couldn't say anything else. I can feel that my father is in this direction. Don't worry, if we go in this direction, we'll definitely find my father. I'm sure of this. At this moment, Jin En was very sure of his words. At the same time, his face was full of confidence, as if he was right. In fact, Jin En was just putting on a strong front. He looked strong, but he was actually very guilty. He didn't know if he was right, but he would still follow the path he had pointed out. Yes, we understand. Since Jin En was sure, they had nothing else to say. After all, the person who spoke was the young sect leader of the Xuanzong sect, their master. Alright, everyone, let's hurry up. Looking at their expressions, Lin Rei didn't have a chance. He immediately increased his strength and broke through his limit again, rushing towards the central continent. Chapter 400. At this point, Lin Rei was already deep into the demon's den. Other than the wave of corpses he had met earlier, there was nothing else. His journey was smooth sailing and he did not meet with any other dangers. Everything else was the same as before. There was not a single blade of grass, nor was there a single living thing. Other than the dark and eerie aura around him, the only other thing he could sense was the dense demonic aura. F***CK. Damn it. Can't there be some spiritual herbs or elixirs? This place is so bare that I don't even want to look at it anymore. At this point, Lin Rei was extremely dissatisfied with the current state of the demon's den. It was a little boring. In fact, Lin Rei was starting to miss the times he had fought with the corpses. However, what Lin Rei did not know was that the person sent out by Qinkuan's sect had already arrived at Sword Sect. In the main hall of Sword Sect, the black-robed man from Qinkuan's sect was standing below. The Sword Sect leader, Jian Wudi, who had just returned from Xuanzong sect, was sitting on the sect leader's seat. His eyes were filled with disdain and contempt. Looking at the black-robed man, he said coldly, "Humph. Someone from Qinkuan's sect. Tisk, it's been 1,000 years. We haven't contacted each other for 1,000 years. Why are you here all of a sudden?" Replying to sect leader Jian, "I'm here on the orders of my sect leader to pass on the message of Qinkuan's sect." He had heard of Jian Wudi in Qinkuan's sect. Jian Wudi was born to be a pain in the ass. Unless he was willing, even if you killed him, he wouldn't care about you at all. Hearing the black-robed man's words, Jian Wudi fell into deep thought. However, the longer he thought about it, the tighter his frown became. His expression became even more unsightly. "My sect leader has said that the 5 major sects are the limit of the immortal world. If another sect were to appear out of nowhere, not only would it break the peace of the immortal world, it would also affect the harmony of the various sects." At this point, even an idiot would be able to understand what the black-robed man was trying to say. To put it bluntly, they wanted to join forces and deal with the additional sects. However, he was no fool when it came to this. If every matter involved the profound sect strength, he might have easily agreed to it. However, at this moment? Furthermore, he still had to be reliable and thorough. Otherwise, if he made a single mistake, it would mean that he would lose everything and be on the verge of collapse. As the sect master of a sect, it was impossible for him to not think about the future of his sect. How should I address you?" Jian Wudi was just about to say something when he realized that he didn't even know the other party's name. "By D, Qinkuan sect's shadow guard." Jian Wudi sucked in a breath of cold air. His body trembled slightly, his face filled with shock. The Shadow Guard was the most mysterious force in the Qinkuan sect. No one had ever seen them and they never appeared in front of outsiders. Therefore, all the sects wanted to know about the Shadow Guard. However, Jian Wudi didn't expect to see one today. Jian Wudi was certain that the Qinkuan sect was determined to destroy the Xuanzong sect. Otherwise, the mysterious Shadow Guard wouldn't have made a move. By D, right? Tell me, what does the person from the Qinkuan sect want? What are his conditions? Tell me, otherwise, this. TSK. You know what I mean. As the saying goes, there's no free lunch in the world. If one wanted to ask for help from his own sect, one had to do something. Only an idiot would help. Sure enough, as soon as these words were spoken, a trace of a smile appeared on the face of the shadow guard called by D. Sect leader Jian is indeed straightforward. I won't hide it then. Then, Bai Di explained the Qianquan sect leader's intentions. My sect leader wants me to be the contact person to contact a few empires and families, as well as a few other sections. Once everything is done and we have an agreement, we will attack the Xian sect in one fell swoop. By then, someone will open up a path for us and we will be able to attack the Xian sect. Jian Wudi, who was sitting at the head of the table, was very excited when he heard Bai Di's words. However, when he heard that someone had opened the light path, Jian Wudi's expression changed. It was obvious that there were spies in the Xuanzong sect. If they really attacked, someone would open the path for them. Jian Wudi was shocked. He didn't expect the Qianquan sect to be so cunning. Jian Wudi couldn't help but feel a chill down his spine. However, the more he thought about it, the more Jian Wudi felt that this matter was very reliable. The 5 sects had already divided the powers of the immortal realm into 5 directions: east, west, north, south, and center. However, the sudden appearance of a new sect could very well disrupt the balance of power in the immortal realm. Furthermore, based on what he had seen in the Xuanzong sect, any cultivator would be tempted by the Xuanzong sect's treasures, let alone Jian Wudi. He wasn't a saint and didn't treat money like dirt. He was also jealous of the many treasures that he had never seen before. Alright, I'll accept the Qianquan sect's invitation. When the time comes, let me know and I'll go and help the Qianquan sect. After thinking about it for a long time, Jian Wudi finally agreed. However, when he thought about his son, he couldn't help but feel guilty. Sigh. Son, I've let you down. Although you're the head of the law enforcement department in the Xuanzong sect, you still have to come back to inherit the sword sect. Jian Wudi could only sigh at this point. There was nothing else he could do. Alright, thank you for your agreement. I'll go back and report to my sect leader. Go ahead. Whoosh. In an instant, the black-robed man disappeared. Other than Jian Wudi, who was sitting on the chair, there was no one else in the hall. Sigh, did I do the right thing or not? A shocking conspiracy was slowly taking shape in the heavy atmosphere of the immortal world. Lin Rei, who was in the Devil's Den, didn't know that his sect was about to face an unprecedented problem. He also didn't know that a traitor had been removed from his sect. Cough. A cough sounded in the pitch-black Devil's Den. The sound was filled with fatigue. Sigh. When is this going to end? A voice full of helplessness sounded. At this moment, Lin Rei had walked a long way, but he still didn't see anything that could interest him. Yeah, little dragon, hurry up and come out. At this time, a little impatient Lin Rei roared at the little dragon in the system. What? Again, an impatient tone sounded. Suddenly, Lin Rei, who was about to ignite a bomb, was completely ignited. Tell me, what's in here? Hearing Lin Rei's roar, the little dragon looked around. Except for the stone walls, it was pitch black. He was puzzled. Logically speaking, there was a large group of corpses guarding the place. Although there wasn't anything good in here, it shouldn't be that there was nothing. No, is it because you don't have enough? The little dragon's words made Lin Rei very helpless. What do you mean you don't have enough? This guy is just standing there and talking. You still have the nerve to say that I don't have enough. At this moment, the little dragon was also very helpless. He didn't know what was going on. Normally, the Devil's Den was a place that the big sects would fight for. However, this place didn't seem to be as rich in resources as he thought. On the contrary, it was a little pitifully scarce. Look, there's nothing here. Tell me, what can be in this place where birds don't even shit? What could it possibly have except for some evil things that can't be seen in the light? Is there nothing else? At this point, Lin Rei was ready to turn around and walk outside. However, he was stopped by the little dragon. With your character, let alone the peak of the Tao realm, even breaking through to the immortal emperor and immortal venerables is a great challenge. Maybe you won't be able to break through in this lifetime. From Xiaolong's tone, one could tell that he was really angry. Furthermore, he was very angry. This was the first time he had seen Xiaolong so angry since he had met him. As for Linli, the moment Xiaolong said those words, he stopped in his tracks. His eyes were filled with complicated emotions, anger, and unwillingness. It was extremely complicated. Therefore, I advise you not to rush back now. Keep moving forward. Maybe you'll find something different. This sentence caused a trace of change to appear in the many complicated expressions in his eyes. Listening to the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was reminded of the days when he was on the brink of death and rolling on the edge of life and death. Compared to today's matter, it was nothing. In an instant, Lin Rei once again pulled himself together. His previous intention of retreating disappeared at this moment. Good. Since this is the path I've chosen, no matter how difficult the obstacles ahead are, I'll continue to move forward until there's no way out. At this point, Lin Rei took a step forward and continued to move forward. At this moment, listening to Lin Rei's words, a gratified smile appeared on his face. However, the little dragon was right. The path ahead was really different. Not long after, suddenly, a gust of sword chi rushed out from the depths without warning. Whoosh. Slash. Poof. In an instant, Lin Rei did not notice it even with his reaction and speed. The sword chi cut a wound on his arm, and purple blood slowly flowed down. Instantly, Linli was startled. He hurriedly retreated backwards, retreating out of the area where he hadn't been attacked. Phew. At this moment, Lin Rei was still trembling with fear. According to the sword chi from before, if it wasn't his arm, if it was his neck, then he didn't know if he would still be alive at this moment. Moreover, Lin Rei also had some understanding of sword chi. However, the sword chi from before was very pure and powerful, but it wasn't stimulated by cultivation. Lin Rei felt that this was very strange, and at the same time, very curious. It was as if what was emitting the sword chi was something unexpected, or perhaps it was something like the fierce corpse from before. You're tuning into the Biyao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.